What's good, everybody out there? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Let's Talk Indie podcast, where we talk about everything related to independent entertainment. Walk with me for a second. I want you to imagine that you're a college student, trying to make ends meet, trying to pay for school, so you decide to get into the sugar baby business to kind of, expedite the process. Well, in this process, you wind up meeting a sugar mama, and she wind up being one of the most batshit crazy people you have ever laid your eyes on. That is basically the concept of this new movie called Sugar Mama. Yeah, the sugar mama that everybody is talking about. I'm about to dive into this movie, but I'm not about to do it alone. I'm about to jump into the mind of one of the writers of this film. This lady is a best-selling author and she's a public speaker. So without further ado, let's bring in Miss Briana Cole. Get down to it.
Hey. Listen, I'm so glad you said batshit crazy.
How are you doing?
I am doing great. Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year to you too. I'm doing all right. It's a new year, new day. We're going to try to make this happen.
There you go. Mm-mm.
Well, first thing I want to say is I want to thank you for coming onto my platform. I just basically sent you a message a couple of days ago. I done some background on you now. There's some things I want to get into, but I appreciate you coming on to the platform. It's an honor and a privilege to talk to you. You're a hell of an individual. Based on the shit I found, you got a lot of good shit going on.
Thank you.
But it's two more things though. The second thing is you must know I am not a professional. I'm just a nigga on the internet having fun. I love movies. I love independent films. I love
it.
I love talking about it,
I love it.
And the last thing is this is a cognac friendly platform. So
okay.
Please feel free to pull up, smoke up. Whatever it is that's getting you comfortable, it's all welcome.
All right. Well, we're gonna get along just fine, sound like.
It sounds like a plan to me. I'll make sure everything I got. I knew it was something I was forgetting. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I think it died.
Uh-oh.
I'll be all right. It's cool. Still a bunch of other movies on.
Okay.
So check this out. Before we get into this movie, Sugar Mama, I don't know if you've been looking at their reviews, but I've been looking at them. They got a lot to say about it. But before we get into it, though, I actually want to get into your story, son, because man, I did some research. First thing I did was just Googled your name and all type of shit popped. I was like, wait a minute, who is this chick? Hold on. It's a couple of things I seen that really stood out to me. Like you working on the Thugs Cry production?
Yeah, yes.
Man, look. So that means what's his name? Cassius Alexander?
Yes. He reached out to me to adapt his series into a TV series. Yeah.
Man, look, dude, I really hope he's because me and him Facebook friends. And I really hope he see it. Like I've read so many of his books. I read Trust No Man. I read Bonded by Blood Till My Casket Drop. I read a lot of this dude.
Till My Casket Drop. Oh, he gonna love you then. Yes.
No, maybe not. We be beefing on Facebook sometime. But no, he's super cool. I love that dude, man.
He's cool, yeah.
But yeah, man, I seen a lot
small
of stuff.
World. That's awesome.
Very small world. Oh, it's gonna get even smaller. It's some other stuff that I seen that you was a part of. I was like, well, hold on. I read that too, but
okay,
we're gonna get into it. Let's jump into your story first. I want to know where you from and where did you grow up?
Atlanta, born and raised. They don't make too many of us no more. I mean, for real.
Yes,
every time you hear Atlanta and you from Atlanta, or did you move Atlanta and you from Atlanta? Like, no, I'm from Atlanta. Born here, grew up here. I went to school down at the real GSU, Georgia Southern University down in Statesboro. Yeah, go Eagles. But yeah, that's me. I've been writing all my life. I've been writing for as long as I could hold a pencil. Started out as a reader, and then I just kind of imagined, wow, this would be cool if I could start making stories and stuff. I kind of had to find myself trying to decide if I wanted to write poetry, if I wanted to write for magazines, what I wanted to do. And then it wasn't until I went to school that I realized, you know what, I could maybe make some money writing books and stuff, like for real. Because you already know when you tell somebody you're a creative, especially, they're like, oh, that sounds cute, but what's your real job? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I kind of still was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to make this work. And hey, I just enjoy getting creative, bringing stuff to life, and I'm partially an actress as well. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna make it work one way or another.
At the end of the day, it's gonna happen. Goddamn it,
it's gonna happen. Look, at the end of the day, they gonna end. It's gonna be. As Flo said, I'm just saying.
So check it out. Like, so when I first started getting into writing, because I'm also a published author. I ain't no wrong your level. Don't you know what I'm saying? But I got something out there, but this is what I'd be curious about. So I'm not for sure if you're familiar with Silk White.
Silk White.
Oh, he did Tears of a Hustlers.
Okay, cool. Tears of a Hustler. Yeah.
I had him on my platform a while back. Well, actually, not maybe like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm always curious about like what is like the definitive moment that make a writer like start to write. For me, so I've been an avid reader my whole life. Like when I was in junior high school, my history teacher, he made history so interesting for me, and he made me want to learn and want to read. So I've been an avid reader. It wasn't until I read my first urban fiction novel, and I can't even tell you the name of it, but I remember when I read it, I was like, well, fuck, hell, I live this. I could write this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Kind of like, like Silk White, people like Terry Woods, Ashley Jaquavius, Kwan, all of them. I started reading it, but I was like, I can do, like, I've lived this. You know what I'm saying? So that was my definitive moment. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit down and write me a book. So I'm curious, like, do you have a definitive moment, or did you just kind of gradually walk into it?
I think I just kind of gradually walked into it. Like you, I've always been a voracious reader since I was young. I started out like writing short stories and stuff when I was like 6 years old, and like trying to draw pictures associated with the stories, and they were absolutely terrible. But I grew up on, like you say, I had, my Omar Tyree, I had my Eric Jerome Dickey and Terry McMillan and Kimberly Lawson Roby and Victoria Christopher Murray, my soror, and Rashonda Tate Billingsley and Nora Roberts. Like I just was devouring books. And same kind of thing. Like my mom would like. You
didn't say David Baldacci. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? I rock with them.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Lee Childs. Come on now.
I mean, listen. So many. It's so many. We could be here all day talking about.
All right.
So I'm with you. But my mom used to like, and I'm dating myself. Back in the day when there was a Walden Books, I used to go up in the Walden Books and just sit up there. And she would just leave me up there while she, roamed them all, and I would just be up there just reading on the shelf. So I just kind of started. Not that I was living it, but I was reading, and I kind of was like, I could do this, and I really wanted to see my name on books, like on these bookshelves. I was like, man, this is so cool. So that's when I started kind of, like I said, experimenting with like different short stories and stuff. I kind of was like, well, let's see, I never thought about writing a whole full length book, but I was like, little short stories here and there. This would be cute. This would be fun, kind of get the hang of it. And the more I read, the more I was like, I could really do this. Like, no, for real. And so when I went out, like I said, I started my own greeting card business actually when I was in high school. Because again, I was trying to see like where I wanted to write. Where did I fit into the writing world? I wanted to go poetry. I wanted to do like, Hallmark and American greeting cards and stuff. Or I was like, did I want to kind of stay into the fiction world and stuff? So it wasn't until I think I went to school. I actually majored in writing and linguistics. And down at Georgia Southern University, I know. Imagine me telling my parents, I'm a major in creative writing. And it was like, child, what?
It's like, you don't go get you a business or an accounting degree.
Right. It's what I'm paying for. And it wasn't until I started kind of getting the hang of different types of writing that the degree was amazing, because it was a new degree on campus. But it was one of those where it kind of gave you a nice little entryway into different types of writing. And I was like, the more I delved in, I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And like I said, I'm an actress. So I was like, well, this is allowing me to bring stories to life, like not on the stage like I'm used to. I've always been in theater, but like on the page, So I was like, I can totally do this. But yeah, it just kind of slowly got my confidence. The more I read, the more I played with it. I was like, but I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna just dive in it. I mean, what can go wrong? Like, they hate it. Oops.
Right. At least you did it.
I'm having fun and I'm enjoying it. So
okay, cool. Well, I think I've counted 12 novels, if I'm mistaken. Is there more? Did I miss anything? There's like 11 or 12 novels I counted.
10, 11, 12. I think it's 12. Yeah, I think it is 12. It's 12.
Okay, cool.
It's 12.
Which one of those was the first novel you published, and how did you feel seeing your name on that book, like published, is for
Wow.
sale? Like, what was like? Walk me through that whole like psyche of like from
That
when you
whole thing.
seen it, the
So
first sale. Walk me through it.
I had an interesting trajectory, I guess you could say. There was different like I guess eras, if you will. You know how like you Beyonce, Michael Jackson, you know, your artists that you like, they got different eras as far as you know what they're putting out. So for me, that my first era, if you will, was when I first got published with now it's called The Heart Appraisal. At the time it was called Heartbreaker. That was my very first book in 2000 and oh my gosh, was it 2013 or 2014 when that one got released? Wow. It was erotica. It wasn't even meant to be erotica. It was actually started out to be a romance.
I seen your movies. I know you can write erotica.
I mean, I just kind of fell into it, you know. I mean, Zane's my girl, but I never saw that for myself, you know. So, so yeah, I wrote that book, and like I said, I got with a publisher, like an independent publisher, and got that contract, and boy, signing my name on that dotted line, I was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. And you could not tell me I was not going to be a New York Times bestseller. I was going to be a USA Today bestseller. I was going to hit all the charts. I was going to have my book tour all across the country. It was over.
Okay.
These dreams, you know, it wasn't until I got into it, like I say, you realize things don't come that easy, you know. There's different levels.
It's definitely a journey.
Yeah, it's definitely a journey, you know. So even with that book, I did not even see that one on bookshelves. That was an independent publisher, but so my book was available in Barnes and Noble warehouses and Books A Million warehouses, but actually sitting it on the shelf. I came to realize that, okay, if I wanted that, I needed to go into the traditional publishing space to kind of widen my distribution and actually get shelf time, you know, at Walmart and Target and things like that. So I gave that publisher 2 books. It was great. You know, learned a lot from her. She was kind of, and absolutely at the time, moving into the film space anyway. So I didn't even realize that was going to be my long game. I was an introduction into the book world. I wasn't even thinking about movies. So I kind of was like, okay, maybe we're not aligned. You're going more to the movie side. I'm staying on the book side. I'm trying to focus here. Let me, you know, pivot and find, you know, another publisher. And that's when I got my agent and I went to a traditional publisher under Kensington Defina, and they were able to publish.
It's a big publishing company too.
Yes, huge publishing company. They've got a bunch of New York Times people under them. They are really, really great, especially for the Black industry and Black voices. Love them. They were awesome. So under them, I signed several multi-book deals. So my first one was a 3-book deal that I signed with them, where I put out the Wives We Play series in 2018, I believe. So yeah, that's kind of where I went from them after pivoting. And I've also tried self-publishing. That didn't, when I kind of was in that little middle ground of where I was going to go, that didn't really work for me, because I was like, I need to get my name out there a little bit more. I feel like I'm at a ceiling. I need a team behind me so I can concentrate on what I like best, which is the writing part, you know? And when you're self-publishing, you got to wear all those hats. I didn't want to do all of that. I want to write the book. That's what I want to do.
Wait, so you left Kensington to self-publish?
No. So between that independent publisher, I was under Life Changing Books. Actually, that was under Tressa Smallwood. She's over Megamind now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Tressa. She had Life Changing Books. I was under her. And then when I left her, I gave her 2 books, Heartbreaker 1 and 2. And for that little period of time, maybe like a couple of years, that's when I tried to self-publish. I did self-publish a book. It went like Amazon bestseller and everything, and it was great. It was like a novella. It was good.
A lot of leg work.
Then I was like,
A lot of leg work.
A lot of leg work. But like I said, learning. I'm not afraid to learn and try and follow my ass and then try again and fail and try again, you know. So that's one of those things. It was like me trying to learn and trying to see where I fit in the industry. And then after that, that's when I went to Kensington. So, and I gave them the subsequent books that you're familiar with. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, check this out.
Tell me.
What was it that you know, like, cause I write, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do content creating, obviously I do podcasts, but you know, like, I also, like, I'm a writer. But basically I'm not a writer at heart, I'm a creator at heart.
Okay,
you know
I love that.
I love, bringing things to life. I love, like, I can turn this camera around, you'll see paintbrushes and stuff. Like, I love creating. But I want to know, what was it? Was it something that happened that, or did you see something? Was the opportunity presented to you that made you want to take your literary work into the film world? Because I actually looked at another one of your movies. I was watching, so I watched Sugar Mama, obviously, and then I watched what was the name of that one? The Betrayed, and I started on no. I started on Played and Betrayed, and I watched Marriage Pass. First of all, I'm gonna tell you something about you. I'm gonna tell you something I don't like about you.
I take it. What's up?
I'm good at predicting movies. If I don't get it spot on, I get fairly fucking close.
Okay.
The 2 movies I have completed of yours, I ain't been able to predict the ending of it, and I'm sick of that.
I love it. But this the thing, though. And I love that they say I'm the plot twist queen. I'll take that.
Look.
But
I don't give people their flowers like that. I'm a critique. I'm a critique you. No,
thank you. I appreciate that.
You were that motherfucker.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you go back and watch it on the second watch and the third watch, you'll see that it's kind of there all along. And you know where I got that from? Jordan Peele is one of my influences.
I gotta pause you right there.
Uh-oh.
So Robbie World, I don't know if you know who Robbie World is, but I had him. He did Knock, the Hit List, and they getting ready to drop the 4th Sin.
The Hit List, okay.
He said he liked Jordan Peele too, and it's hard for me to predict his movies as well. So
yes.
I'm picking up what y'all putting down.
Let me tell you something. I'm a self-taught screenwriter, and I'm gonna get back to your question because it's gonna take me back to the question anyway. Okay. I'm a self-taught screenwriter, and the thing is, I study my influences. I study the greats, if you will. I study their scripts. I watch their shows. I watch their interviews. I watch that. I'm really trying to, take some of these nuggets and gems that they do and, apply that to myself as far as, why do I like this movie? Why did I like Get Out so much? Why? And I actually bought Jordan Peele's. He has an annotated copy of Get Out, his script, where he wrote in it. I bought it, where he wrote in it his notes, his ideas, his thoughts on each page. So you knew what some of these Easter eggs were. You knew why he did what he did, because everything meant something in Get Out. And I think that's why I love this so much. Same thing for Us. And I was like, and I bought the annotated script for Us as well. But that is why I studied it, and I was like, okay. And these scripts that I'm reading, these movies that I love and these shows that I love, they're making me feel some kind of way. They're giving the emotions, all the feels. How are they able to do that? How has it been able to effectively do that? Why am I angry? Why am I pissed at this character? Why am I so, why am I, if it's a horror, why is it giving me a creep feeling? Things like that. So that's the kind of stuff I started really studying to teach myself. So now going back to your question, thanks to my then literary agent, because I say then because I'm no longer writing books at the time. Not right now. I'm moved into the script writing world. But my book agent, Entice, Shawanda Williams, she was actually under Zane. Amazing, phenomenal, loved her. She was the one that actually gave me the idea of adapting some of my work. She said it. She was like, had I ever thought about movies? And I said, no, I'm an author. Like I'm cool with this. But she kind of said, well, like you have all this content. You have the books there. So why not? So she was the one that gave me my very first, I guess, tiptoe, my little toe into screenwriting, because she had me write. She said, when The Wives We Play came out, or leading up to it as part of the marketing campaign, she told me, why don't you write a script for the book trailer, and we're going to film it like it's a movie trailer. So when people see it, it's going to look like a cinematic trailer, like you see for a movie. And it's not till the end that they realize, oh, this is a book. And she was like, write the script for that.
You filmed a trailer for your book?
Filmed a trailer. I flew out to Texas where her crew was. And because she was kind of getting into the movie space now. Here it is. Now this is in 2017 now. And my book was supposed to be releasing 2017 going in 2018. And my book was supposed to be releasing, I think, at the end of 2018. So she was the one that said, you got to make a splash. You're under Kensington Defina. You had your independent publisher before, but like we're really trying to market the hell out these books and do stuff that's different. So yes, write the script for a trailer as if it's a movie. And you're going to cut and take scenes out of your book and put them together like it's a movie. And I wrote the script for that. And it was then that I kind of was like, this was kind of fun a little bit.
Did you go to YouTube or Google, or you just wrote it? Like any type of tutorials?
I know my book, obviously. So I went through and I pulled different scenes that I knew if this book was a movie, what are the scenes that I know would grab them by the throat? Like, what are the scenes that I know would really hook them? Hook, line, and sinker. Like a movie trailer. Think it's the same thing, but it's for my book. So that's what we did. I wrote the script for that, and we shot little clips and stuff and spliced them together and edited them together and posted it up like it was a movie trailer. And everybody thought, oh my gosh, Briana, you have a movie coming out. And then at the end, you see, oh my gosh, it's a book. But see, I done hooked you in now. Now you have visuals. Now you're like, oh snap, what's going on? Right?
Reading the story gonna be even more intimate because you got
more.
Faces.
I see it, right?
To it. Damn.
Even that was super creative. So it was her idea to do that. I did it. Then she came back and said, I'm thinking of flipping one of my novellas. She had a short novella that she wanted to flip and film it as a full feature-length movie. And she wanted me to come on board and do it with her. So I was her co-writer. And like I said, I learned so much just from that experience because I was like, she was kind of getting into more of the film and flipping scripts and wanted to create a production company. That same stuff Tressa was doing those years ago, but at the time I wasn't ready. But see, now here I am with some books under my belt. And she kind of was like, hey, why not? Let's just try it and see. So I got on board with her Gutter Mommy script. And that's how that was my first screenwriting credit. I was the co-writer on Gutter Mommies, and that released on Peacock and Tubi. And when I saw my name hit that screen and said, written by, I was like, oh, baby, it's over now. She was the one that really put that fire under me, which I'm so thankful for, because she also was the one that said, of all of your books, by then the Marriage Pass had came out. The Marriage Pass came out in the top of 2021. February 2021. And she said, when the way you wrote this, you write cinematically. You almost write your books as if they're movies. This transition should be easy for you. See if you want to write the script for the Marriage Pass. Then we could try to sell it to a producer, like try it. And I was like, okay. So I'm just learning. When I say just head first, just learning, I'm not afraid to take no risk, baby. Like I'm a try. That's one thing I'm gonna do is try and learn and grow from that. So yeah, that's kind of how I ain't gonna say she pushed me. She kind of put that little fire, like got me thinking, and I was like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I'm ready now. So yeah, yep.
Well, look, before I get into my next question, I gotta bag back a little bit into your literary work. You co-wrote a book called Justified.
Yes.
With Denisha Diamond?
Yes, I did.
So check it. I don't know Denisha Diamond, but I read them gangster books. The Hustling Divas, the Gangster Diva, the Street Diva. So when I seen your name on there, I was like, yo, hold on, I know that name. Wait a minute. Yes. Wait, I read this girl's book. I'm like, this chick is all over the place. Like, hold on. Yes. I gotta talk to her.
Yes.
So I just wanted to, say that because
put that little plug in there.
I did. I went to your website and everything. And like I checked. You got a dope website too.
Thank you. I made that myself. Look, don't be gassing me up. I made that myself. Put a little title on that, just a little bit.
You wore a lot of hats around this motherfucker, I see.
Got to. You already know. Now, then you just say, when you flip this camera around, I'm finna see a whole bunch of different. Right. You know how it is being a creative. You got to.
You better know it. So what? I got a question that's gonna lead to another question. What was the first movie that was made based off of one of your books? That was just straight your book. Was it the Marriage Pass?
Okay. So again, eras. I had different eras. So
okay.
Before the Marriage Pass was my first big splash, I guess, if you will, where I sold my very first script. Meaning I wrote that script and I gave it to a producer and they loved it and they were like, here's some money, we want to buy it. That was my very first splash. And
I want to get into that too when we get to it. Oh, do you want to talk about that? Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about that for sure. And that was a 2B original, my very first 2B original. Before the year prior to the Marriage Pass, I actually, again, on the encouragement of Entice, my then agent, I tried to flip one of my own books. So that book, Pseudo, in that Justified anthology, I took that idea and kind of turned it on its head, if you will. You know, I kind of took that same premise and I wrote the script for it. And I said, you know what? Now, mind you, I had been learning. I had been doing stuff with.
I was so about to say, you just out here writing scripts like you ain't went to no script class. I'm like,
YouTube. Listen, YouTube University. I'm reading scripts. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but damn it, I'm gonna try. And listen, I've told people that before. I'll be like, I don't be knowing what I be doing. I just be doing stuff and y'all love it and I love it. So like, we just be winging this shit. I don't know. So. Right. But thanks to Entice, by then, I had written Gutter Mommies with her. I did a movie premiere with her. I had been on set with her, you know, a few times. So I kind of was like, okay. So if I wanted to write my own movie, because again, selling scripts kind of seemed like so far-fetched. Like, I don't know nobody. I don't know how to talk to BET. How do I get into the Netflix camp? I don't know. I'm still a baby here. I don't know what's going on. So I thought it was easier to attain being able to just do my own movie. So that's what I did. I had Pseudo in that Justified album, in that anthology, and I wrote the script for that. I put money behind that. I hired a producer, a director. I helped with casting, locations, all of that good stuff. And I got it distributed through Damon Dash. And they put it on Tubi for me. I did a movie premiere, you name it. I like really went all out because that was my first real movie on my own. It broke my pockets now. I mean, it wasn't cheap. But I was like, this is my first real, look into
you got that money back, didn't you?
Huh?
You got that money back, didn't you?
Well, we working on that still. I got some of the money back. That's a whole nother story. Listen, I can keep it all night, but it was more than the money. I did get, I obviously I do still get royalties from that, but more than that, it was a learning experience. And I saw from being, and I don't negate the growth and the learning experience, because honestly, I was able to take my acting experience and now I had my production experience of being on set and stuff and seeing what worked, what didn't work. I think that helped me be more of a dynamic writer. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what's happening in front of the camera as well. I know what the directors are looking for. I know what I can do to make their jobs easier when they get to set. And I also learned that I never want to do that shit again. I was like, I'm done with the production side. Just let me just write the scripts. That's all I care to do. And I am okay with that. So that's the thing. You give up a little bit of creative control because, like with Sugar Mama, Marriage Pass, any of my projects, I don't see nothing until y'all see it. I see it at the same time y'all see it. I don't know. I don't know, and that's fine. I just hope that I've done my job and the actors came to work that day. I just hope, because
the more you talk, the more questions I got. Because when you say you don't see it till we do, I want to know, how do you feel if they changed something that you thought was important? I don't know how I would take that.
Listen, part of this filmmaking industry, and again, this is me learning, because on the production side, I learned so much. I learned so much that I had to realize that I can't be so married to my stuff that I'm so, like I'm so set on you can't change it. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Right.
This is a team. We're all a team. The actors, the director, the makeup, everybody came, and we have the end goal in mind. We want to make a dope ass project. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes having to get into that mindset of collaborating with this team to make things work. Plenty of times I even watched Sugar Mama. I saw they cut some scenes, but then at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? That I didn't need it though. But the director saw, and then even certain things like there's a few shots in Sugar Mama that the way he shot it, I was like, that's so creative. That really, I didn't tell him to do that. Like that was him doing his directing thing. He's a director for a reason. I need to trust he knows what he's doing. So it's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, I have to just sit back and trust the process, because that's part of me staying in my lane. I'm the screenwriter. I'm the foundation. I get the words on the paper. And from there, you all build on it, bringing that vision to life. And that's all I could do. But trust and believe, on when the movies drop, I be right up there with y'all like, hold on. Oh, goodness. I don't know if this is going to be good, bad, or ugly. Oh, please let them know what they're doing. But it's fun, though. It's fun.
So walk me through, because like you're a writer at heart. You've already said that you want to write. If you could sit back and write all day, you're good with that.
Yep.
How do you get to, or where did you get to, or what got you to writing a script and taking it to a company to sell to it? Like, because I know a lot of writers have those questions, because I know writers that be wanting, but I got a script, or I got a book, or but really don't know. Because I self-published, I didn't know where the fuck to go. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna treat it like the dope game. You know what I'm saying? And I published, printed some books, and sold a bunch of them. You know
that's the trunk of my car. I got you.
Yeah, but I wanted, like, I am curious about, like, how do you transition over into, hey, I got a script, y'all check it out, and they look at it and say, oh yeah, we want this. Here go a check. Like, how do you get to there?
Again, researching and networking. That's my big N word. My N word that I'm gonna say a lot. Networking is so important. I've said this before when I've taught classes, when I've done my workshops and my speeches. Networking gets you in the door, and your quality of work will keep you in those rooms. And networking and being able to, get to the right people and the people in charge. It wasn't until I started doing research that I realized that I'm not looking for and trying to get to, I'm just going to throw out a title here, the executive director of Tubi. Like, that's not who I want. I need to find the producers. Like, it wasn't until then I was like, I need a producer. The producers are the ones that have those relationships with these platforms that I want to be on, Netflix and Lifetime and BET and Tubi and Peacock and Hulu. I need to see which producers have those connections. And then I need to figure out how to get in front of those producers. That's what I started doing. So, in the movies where these credits and stuff that we ignore, I started looking at the credits. I was like, in those credits, it's going to tell me. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. Yes. In those credits, it tells you who the screenwriter is. It tells you who the producers are, who the directors are. And these were the people that I wanted to connect with. So I started connecting with them on social media. I started Googling these websites of these production companies to see what it is you're looking for. Are you open to, working with a no name right now? How do we, how can we, collaborate and get in these projects? I also leveraged a number of, platforms like Stage 32, ISA Network, Screenwriting Staffing, Virtual Pitch Fest. All of these things I heard about with such rave reviews. They have free versions, but they also have where you can pay like subscription services. And it kind of allows you to get past the gatekeeping. You can connect and see what producers are looking for. And it wasn't until I got on some of these platforms that I was like, and paying for, I saw it free. And then I was like, well, let me pay for the subscription service for like a month. Let me see what is it giving me? And I saw that through some of these services, producers were putting feelers out and putting mandates out of what they were looking for. So I may see in my inbox newsletter, this producer, and they say, we're looking for an African-American rom-com. or we're looking for a horror film that can be filmed in, Ghana or whatever, and I kind of was like,
you ain't gonna get that. You ain't gonna get that on Instagram.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of stuff I'm saying. And being able to look at that. And then also IMDb and IMDb Pro is the paid version, but it's the same thing. IMDb and IMDb Pro, that's where you can see a list of, think of any movie, any TV show that you've ever seen ever in your life. On IMDb Pro, you can go find that movie or show, and you can see everybody who's connected with it. Briana Cole is the screenwriter for Thugs Crack. You can see that. You can see Jordan. You can see Monkey Paw Productions is the producer for Us and Get Out. You can see all of that. And this how I was able to go through and see who is who and who do I need to be connecting with. Also, don't negate the importance of like fellowships and competitions. If you go like on coverfly.com, you can see different screenwriting competitions, and you can see who some of these judges are. So it's like, wow, this would be awesome if I'm going to submit my horror script for this particular screenwriting competition. Not only could I possibly win money, or I could place as a semi-finalist, but I could get my name in front of some of these reputable industry professionals, right, that are already connected, and I can find managers and agents and stuff. So different things like that.
I'm gonna need a list of everything that you just said in the past 20 minutes.
I need to make like a resource list or something. Right. But yeah, these are just things that I learned along the way. And then one thing Issa Rae said, love Issa Rae. She had a documentary at the end of her Insecure finale, and in it, I will always remember, she said, it's good to network up, always good, but don't forget the importance of networking sideways. So making sure that you are able to, you can reach out and connect with others. I know actors, I know other producers who are trying to, you know what I'm saying? I know other screenwriters, I know other authors like Cash, you know what I'm saying? I know. So don't negate the importance of being able to network sideways. Shoot for the stars. Yeah, I want to work for Tyler Perry. Yeah, I want to work for Shonda Rhimes or whoever, you want to work for. But also don't be so like blinded to just hyper focused on that you forget the importance of being able to network within your camp, because that, we can all build and work together. That just helps with the exposure, getting your name out there. And then too, you don't know who knows who. You don't know who knows who. I'm just saying.
I have been learning that in the past 6 months.
What? That part. That's the importance of networking. So
well, check this out.
I'm sorry. I'll talk all night.
Look, you better be.
I love it.
I'm talking. Look, the more you talk, I'm just sitting over here like, well, all right then. Keep it coming.
You got to rein me in. Go ahead.
The conversation you giving me right now, I mean, it's the conversation that people charge for. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate another appreciation for you coming on the platform. I didn't know you was gonna be dropping jewels like this, boy. I sure appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, all you just tell, I will, like I said, I will run my mouth all night. You ain't said nothing but a word. Just ask me a question. I'm like, send me on. So thank you.
I'm gonna bounce around a little bit, but I do want to get into of your like, because you've been talking a lot about the business side. Like, I can tell you on top of that shit right there. But I do want to go back into your creative side though.
Okay.
So let's dive a little bit into Sugar Mama, because I am going to get into Marriage Pass too, because I watched and I think Marriage Pass came out first, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, it did.
I want to get into what's that movie you got coming out? Nine.
Yes.
I want to talk about that. Like, I listen. We may be here a while, but
I'm here. Let's do it.
I want to dive into Sugar Mama though.
Yes.
Walk me through how you write that, because but before you do, I got different methods about how I write. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I say, I'm not on y'all's level, but I like to write, so sometimes I may just start out with a concept and I literally just let it come to me as I'm writing. And then sometimes I'll come up with a story, like like the beginning, the middle, and the end, and then fill it in as I'm writing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a girl, she got shot, she met a guy, he got shot, she cried at the end, like something like that. And I'll just fill it in as I go. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But I know that's just my personal way of writing. But I do want to know how you write, because I'm watching Sugar Mama, right? I want you to walk with me as I am always trying to predict a movie. I don't give a fuck who wrote it. I'm always trying to predict it. I thought that the guy that was her sugar baby, I thought he was going to be her son. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. It's spoiler alerts. Whoever's watching.
Okay, we gonna spoil it. Okay. We'll spoil it.
So, I thought that because like she kept treating him like a son. He tried to kiss her. She pushed him off. I'm like, nah, wait a minute. She's not gonna be a love interest. And he told her that his mother left him and his dad.
That's a good point,
and she kept treating him like a son. So I'm like, maybe it's gonna turn out that that's her son. He don't know it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, I got this movie figured out. Nah, she ain't gonna get nothing.
But what that end make you do though when you saw that ending? What you do on that part?
Man, look, got up and walked away. Look,
I love it.
I was like, I have never been so fucking puzzled. I was like I'm talking befuddled. I'm like, damn, I didn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really have much critiquing to do about like the production side of it. I'm assuming because it's a Tubi original and they don't probably put some bread into
they put some money behind it. Yeah.
Right. The only issue that I had with it is when he escaped out of the house. Why didn't he just run the fuck away?
That's like, what everybody's saying.
That's her friend, nigga. Why are you talking to her?
Listen, I'm laughing because you'll see. I want you to think about this movie and I want you to think about The Marriage Past. Someone told me that their husband said that I am the anti-Tyler Perry, if you will. What does that mean? Well, what's one thing Tyler Perry, they say Tyler Perry is known for as far as
making the black
women, right?
Yep.
Making black women look bad. They said I'm the anti-Tyler Perry, where I'm going to make my black women, they go, and my black men going to be a little dumb, a little bit. And I was like, y'all, don't do me like that. No, but seriously.
You fucked him over. But I do want you to walk me through like how you, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's some movies that didn't come from a book. Because I looked at the list on your website.
This is going to answer your movie. Yeah, this is going to answer your question also. And again, I didn't realize this till I got in the industry. So here's some more gems for you. This will answer that question. When you become a screenwriter, people think that, you know, your life is just going to be, you'll be able to write your own ideas, write or adapt your books. You know what I'm saying? Sell them and whoop de whoop de whoop. But it wasn't until I started like doing this good and hard that I realized that a lot of opportunities come from what's called writing assignments. What does that mean? That means that a producer may have an idea for a movie and they just need a writer for it. Okay. So let me tell you how this works, because it's up to the producer to give you as much or as little, you know, or how much they want you to do. And you can kind of exercise a little or a lot of your creative freedom. So I'm prefacing that by saying, so with The Marriage Past, boom, that was mine all day long based on my book. I had all the creative freedom on that one. So cool. When I sold it to them, I had to do some little minor revisions and stuff. No problem. After that, they saw that they liked my writing style. They came to me and they said, well, we have an idea for this movie that we want to write about this couple. And this couple goes on vacation and they meet this other couple and some sinister things start going on.
Played and betrayed.
Exactly. And I was like, at the time it was called Deadly Double Date. They changed it to Played and Betrayed. So I kind of was like, okay, cool.
What the fuck they did that for?
Huh?
I like Deadly Double Date better.
Yeah, it was Deadly Double Date when I was writing it, and then they changed it to Played and Betrayed. I don't know why. Listen, I didn't have that control about the title. Y'all think. So they came to me with that idea. Now they come back to me and they said, well, Briana, we have a script already written. It just needs like some revamps. And it's already been cast and everything. And we needed like a real hard revamp with some notes. And we needed it in a week. And I was like, oh my goodness. I had never written a script that fast. That became Toxic Harmony. And so you'll know that was Toxic Harmony. And I got
Toxic Harmony playing on one of the TVs.
Yeah, that became Toxic Harmony. So that was one where I really didn't have very much creative freedom because they already had the story, the idea. They already had the cast. So some of the stuff that I was giving them, I kind of was like, let's do this. And it was like, we ain't got time for that. We ain't got the money for that. Nope. I kind of was put into a box with, with how I needed to execute that project, right? Mm-hmm. So now they come back to me and they said, this is all they gave me. They said, Briana, we have an idea that we want to call Sugar Mama. And we want it to be about a widowed investor named Veronica. And she meets a sugar baby named Mike. That was it. That's all they gave me.
What?
That's all they gave me. And I was like, well, okay, so, and we need you to do your thing. So I was able, so that is why I think I love Sugar Mama so much, because they gave that little 2-sentence premise, and that was it. So everything else about the car accident, the son, the heart, all of that stuff, that was me. That was all me. And that's why I'm so unbelievably proud of that project, because they allowed me to stretch my creative muscles. They allowed me to do a horror. So what I did was, when they gave me that, they said, we want to see a treatment. We want you to see what you can do with this. And they thought I was going to go in the typical direction. Okay. A sugar mama, and she becomes obsessed, and she does this fatal attraction thing. That's where they thought we was going.
I mean, that's what I thought until
that's what everybody thinks we're going.
Yeah.
That's what everybody thinks. But baby, when I was like, I want to see something different. I was like, I'm tired of singing the same stories. I was like, I want to see something different. So I was like, how else can this woman be obsessive, but not in a, I want to be with you like my man type of thing.
Right. That's what was throwing me off.
See, and all the way up until I remember when they were at the party, the little gala. Remember, she kind of was like, and I wrote this away on purpose, and I'm so glad the actors they telling you they was on it. I wanted people to still think that, okay, this is still more of a sexual thing. When she invited him back to the house, and she was like, it gets lonely, I'll pay extra, and he kind of like. And it wasn't till that goddamn slap. And she like, okay, wait a minute. What's happening now? But that's I wanted it that way. So when I pitched that to them, I wrote the whole treatment all the way down to the twist at the end. And I sent it to them, and I was like, this is what I want to do with this project. This is what I think will be good. I think they'll like it, and it's different. What do y'all think? Different. And they came back and they said, Briana, we love it. We had no idea you were going in this direction. We had our minds on this, and you here, and we love it. Write it. And I was like, cool. So that's how that one came to be. I was scared because I was like, I really wanted to touch on the mental health. I wanted to touch on the grief. I wanted to touch on the therapist, like all these different nuances, and making these characters so layered and just so much. And I love a good villain story. I love a good villain story. So I already knew. I was like, yeah, he ain't getting away from this one. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. He ain't getting away from this one. I was like, I love a good villain story. So yeah, that's kind of how that one came to be.
Well, how does that work? Is that like, because it's your script, but it's kind of their idea? So like, are you selling them that script, or are they paying you to write one? Or
basically they paid me to, so basically they paid me to, they had the idea, and I signed a contract. And in the contract, it says that we want you to write, based on this premise, this little 2-sentence premise, we want you to write a treatment. We're going to pay you for that. We want you to write an outline. We're going to pay you for that. We want you to write a script. We're going to pay you for that. And we want you to write, like, it may be included so many revisions, 2 revisions or something, and we'll pay you for that. And you'll get your credit. You'll get the script, because you did write the script. Like, we didn't write. We just gave you that little nugget of an idea, and you took it and ran. So you're going to get your credit because it is your project. And and it's a win-win, because.
Did you get any residuals on the back end?
I did not negotiate residuals on the back end for that one. Now I can moving forward, but you have to remember, this is still, these to be originals. This was still my first stint into this world. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was like trying to use these opportunities to establish myself. and just get a good catalog of quality stuff where that was going to gain me exposure and all of that. So, and I knew, I was like, Tubi gets a bad rapport. We know this, but the Tubi originals,
it's getting better though.
It's getting better. It's getting a lot better. But the Tubi originals are put to a higher caliber because that's more money behind those.
You can clearly see the difference in quality.
You can see the difference, right? Yeah. So I was like, if I could get my name on some of these Tubi originals, that was going to begin to expand, and that's more exposure because that's a little bit better. So this was me trying to work on that, and yeah. But my next few projects I already kind of have in the works. I've negotiated with some front end and some back end.
There you go.
Both. Look, you got, as you get more and more credibility, you got more and more work under your belt, you can start asking for more. so yeah.
What got me on Sugar Mama, like I'm in all of them. I'm in a lot of the Tubi groups on Facebook. I'm talking, I post in them, I comment in them, I argue in them. Like I love I was so amazed that so many people were invested in Tubi movies. Now I knew, even though I know it get a bad rap because of the quality of the movie, at the same time, even a bad produced movie have a good story. A lot of them. So I was so shocked that so many people were invested because, like I was telling, I don't know if I was telling this to Silk White or if I was telling this to somebody, but I have been a fan of independent film since I was a kid. Like I watched I'm About It with Master P. That's a terrible movie.
Oh wow,
you took away that. I love I'm About It. You know what I'm saying? Like Loyalty and Respect out of Nashville, Baller Blocking. Like these were not the best movies, and I loved them. So I've been a fan of this genre for a long time. And I found these groups, and I was just like a fucking kid in the candy shop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that, like I said, that's how I initially found Sugar Mama. And Sugar Mama got mixed reviews. It was a shit ton of good ones. There were some bad ones too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I'm curious, as the writer, this is your baby. This is your creation. This came out of your head. How do you what type of reaction do you get off not only the type of reactions that you get off your movie, but the amount of them? Like there were thousands of fucking comments and posts about this. I didn't watch this movie because I stumbled across it. No, I kept seeing people talking about it. I was like, let me go watch this shit. Everybody talking about it. Let me see what's up with it. What do you where's your headspace at when you see all those reviews?
Let me tell you something. I learned from being an author that I had to ignore the reviews, good and bad. I had to for my peace of mind, because like you said, I saw a shit ton of positive reviews. Oh, they love it. It's crazy, insane. 1,000, 10 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10. And I'm like, cool. And then that one little review, like, trash. I'm like, oh, it's terrible. It just deflates all those positive reviews. I actually had to stop following the Tubi groups. And I did that back with Marriage Pass because not only was I seeing people spoil it, which I was like, y'all, come on. People were spoiling.
Look, hold on. I got to pause you right there. I got a partner, and I'm gonna clip this part right here, and I'm going to send this to this whole ass nigga. I got a partner named Skillet. He always watch Power before I do.
See?
He popped right on Facebook and say what happened. I said, I'm going to kill this nigga.
Let me say something. Exactly. I was like, I'm a huge Power fan, so I saw the same thing. I'm like, y'all jokers get on this app without even brushing y'all teeth, already spoiling the movie. Like, give me a break. And I'm telling you that. So Sugar Mama dropped January 3rd, that Friday. I actually saw it. It dropped really 12:01 a.m. Friday morning. So I watched it. I was up. I watched it first thing right when it dropped, and then so then all day Friday I talked about it. And it started trending. I promise you, by Saturday morning. No, actually, no, I'm lying. By Friday evening, about 5 o'clock, I saw my spoilers. I saw the spoilers going up in the groups. And I'm like, it ain't even been out 24 hours, dog. People ain't even got off work yet. Give me a break. At least get through the weekend. So, so I saw that, and I started unfollowing the groups. Now mind you, I'm still in the group. but it doesn't come up in my feed. And it will come up for me if somebody starts tagging me, which they do. I got plenty of supporters. They'll tag me, especially if it's like overwhelmingly positive. They'll tag me and I'll come in, hey, thanks y'all, whatever. But I realized, again, it's taking me back to when I was an author. We're all sensitive about our stuff, and logically, that everybody not gonna like everything you do. Everybody don't even like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't like everything. Know that. But still, creatively, this is still, like you said, your baby. And I'm still passionate about it. And it does still hurt when you still people say this was trash. I'm like, was it though?
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a quick story that wasn't even my creation. Desi Banks did a fucking video where he kind of stitched himself into a news clipping of a guy who robbed a Wells Fargo.
Okay.
I literally did nothing but recreate the video. I removed Desi Banks' pictures and put my pictures. This is a comedy skit.
Yeah.
I posted it. It got like 3 million. It got like 3 million views. You can go to my page right now. I got it pinned on my page.
Okay.
There may be maybe 5,000 or 6,000 comments of people who think it's real and were doing them and talking shit about me. I was so fucking hurt. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This ain't even my creation.
That's what I'm saying. And then too, on top of that, I think what hurts is like, and again, I mean, I got feelings. You have to have tough skin. So I've learned to kind of let things roll off my back. It is what it is. But you really do, especially when it's not constructive. You know what I'm saying? If you kind of like, oh, this had, the acting wasn't good, or this was a plot hole, or, Mike was acting dumb, or, whatever your thoughts are, I'll take that. But when I saw the first few about, man, this shit is trash, boring as fuck, I'm up here like, I'm sorry, it's not ratchet enough for you. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, but that's not what, there is something for everybody. And one thing my boyfriend tells me is that what you do, it'll find its audience, and that's all you can do. Just do you. And if you sleep well at night and you know what? I pat my damn self on the back. That was a good movie. I'm okay with that. And I sleep fine. Eyes closed, fan on medium. I'm okay, So I found that, I love the positive reviews, the negative reviews. Oh, well. And then on top of that, let me take you back. You cannot imagine. Oh, my gosh. So The Marriage Pass came out in January of 2024. So about a year ago, January 20th of 2024, almost a year ago. Prior to that, I'm going to take you back to August of 2023. Candy Burris drops The Pass. Candy Burris drops The Pass. And The Pass.
The Real Housewives, right?
Yes. And she drops a movie. Guess what it's about? It's about this couple who exchanged a hall pass for their anniversary.
There's a whole movie I call Hall Pass. Like everybody,
right? Exactly. Yeah, and that's actually kind of what I pulled from for my movie. Like why I even came with the idea for The Marriage Pass. But she dropped hers first. So now, and everybody, mind you, if you're a reader, people knew. I had been had The Marriage Pass out since 2020. Well, actually, since 2016. That when I told you I was self-published, that was the book I self-published. It was a short story called The Night Before Christmas about that idea. That's what it was. And then I republished it under my traditional publisher, and we retitled it The Marriage Pass. That's so. If you know me and if you follow me, my readers knew Briana had a book came out, The Marriage Pass, since February of 2021. It went viral. It was on Shade Room all over. And now Candy is dropping a movie called The Pass with Erica Peoples, I think Drew Sidor, several, notable names. And I was crushed because I was in the middle. I just sold The Marriage Pass. They were in the middle about to start filming. And I was like, I knew. And then because it was going to Tubi, I already knew what people were going to say. Look at this
version of it.
Tubi with this great value version of, and she copying. I already knew what those reviews was going to look like. I knew. And so that's exactly what happened. Now, mind you, with The Marriage Pass, same thing, still overwhelmingly positive. People loved it. My readers especially, they knew it was from a book. They absolutely loved it. And even if you weren't a reader, they loved when they found out that it came from a book. They went to go read it. So it was iron sharpened iron. It was good on both fronts, the book and the movie. Right. They did amazing. It was filmed in Canada. Gay love. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful.
The Marriage Pass was filmed in Canada?
That was filmed in Canada. Mm-hmm.
What?
Gorgeous. Filmed in Canada. Gorgeous. I didn't make it to set, but they sent me pictures and stuff when they were filming, and it was just so. Oh my gosh!
I thought that was filmed in Atlanta.
No, Sugar Mama was. Sugar Mama was filmed in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, that was Marriage Pass was filmed in Canada. Those were Canadian actors. They were. Oh my gosh!
I gotta. I was kind of keeping this to myself for the longest of times, but because you just gave me that story, I feel like I gotta say this.
Say it.
There's a book out right now called "Blood at the Root." I forget the guy's name.
Oh yeah, with is it Ladarian? Is it a blue book? Yeah. I haven't read it, but I wanted to. Mm-hmm.
So check this out. My brother sent me the post because it had a real big post on like a black book page or something, and my brother sent it to me. When I say my heart sunk to the floor,
yeah, something similar,
bro. I thought this nigga. Fuck similar. Our stories are almost identical. Oh, I literally thought I told some because I got a book that I got.
People.
It's done. It's called The Hidden Key. Now, I've told people this story. People who I knew, I'm like, man, I'm working on this book, man, because I love fantasy. Like, I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones, Underworld. Nice. I love fantasy. So I've been working on this book. Well, as far as the idea of it for maybe like 15 years. I just finished it last year. So when I seen his book, I was like, man, somebody told this nigga my story and he stole it. But I want to researching this cat though. I looked and seen he had like some YouTube videos of it. That was so long ago. I was like, well, damn, he didn't steal my story. Me and this nigga literally just think alike.
Yeah.
And even though our stories, so I didn't read his book, but I read the synopsis on the back of it. It's not exactly like mine. It's just very, very similar. So I've actually been kind of hesitant on releasing mine because it's so similar to his. And like I don't want to like the copycat, the knockoff version. Like he got a big publishing, I think with Penguin.
He's huge. And I want to say, did it hit? I think it's USA Today bestseller. I haven't read the book, but
he was on what's that damn show? Good Morning America.
Good Morning America.
Like,
yeah.
Right. And I'm kind of just sitting over here like, so the similarities in his story is, so my story is basically an orphan kid that finds out he's a descendant of ancient Egyptian gods. His story is about an orphan kid, and my character mother leaves him 10 years ago. His character mother leaves him 10 years ago.
Oh.
His story is his story don't come from Egyptian deities. His story comes from a secret HBCU like magic society. Okay. But my character comes from a secret society as well. But so the differences between his story and mine. My story is surrounded by Egyptology. His story is surrounded by like HBCU New Orleans Creole magic type of thing.
Okay.
The only thing that separates, but as far as like the dynamics of the character, like is very similar. Now his character finds family members that he didn't know about, while my character finds a society that his mother was a part of, similar to his mother being a part. And I'm just sitting over here like, I don't even want to release my book because I'm like, And what's so crazy, I reached out to the guy because I wanted to tell him like, yo, bro, our shit is the same. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I reached out to him, not trying to tell him I was the same, but more because it seemed like he was trying to put like a universe together, almost like a Marvel universe. Like DC universe. I was like, well, damn, if he doing that, I'll just bring my story. But at the time I reached out to him, it was like right around the time he had popped off, and I'm pretty sure my message, because he responded to me a few times.
Sure, got lost.
But I'm pretty sure my messages probably got lost in all the messages. He was ascending like crazy. Yeah, and I kind of just fell back and said on my story because I'm like, man, I don't even know how I feel.
Let me tell you something. One thing I've learned, and one thing that I've realized just with books, writing in general, a lot of stuff, is what they tell you. It's like, there's no new ideas. You know what I'm saying? There really isn't. And I've seen this even with like, you got like, for example, White House down, and what is the other one? Olympus Has Fallen. You've got A Quiet Place, and they got another movie with called, I think, The Silence.
Well, I even made the case that Iron Man and Batman is literally the same story.
No, that, and then like if you think about it, Avatar and Pocahontas. are basically the same
basically,
story.
yeah.
See what I'm saying? So
both of them got colonized.
yeah. So it's just the way I see it, I'm at the point where I just so going back to that story, exactly what you're saying. I basically told people when I was tagged and Briana, you copying a whoop de whoop. I basically was like, listen, this is, mine is based on a book. Just watch both and enjoy both. Like, it doesn't have to be an either or. Like, watch it, enjoy it for what it is. Watch mine, enjoy it for what it is. Like, it doesn't, we don't have to do this East Coast, West Coast thing. Like, I was like, I don't,
right.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with her camp. I know I didn't copy nothing. It's just, but like I said, I've found and I've realized, because I've seen different stuff, and I'm like, it really is at the basic of premises. The ideas are like, you'll see them so much cropping up. Now it's just a matter of how you're going to take it and spin it and make it yours, or make it unique, or add your own flavor to it, or whatever that looks like. And I just kind of go with that. And I'm just kind of at the point where I'm like, I'm just going to stay in my lane. I'm going to run my race. And I'm just gonna do me. Like, that's all I can do. I can't be worried about, was she gonna copy? Listen, I'm just gonna do me, and that's all I can do, and just be the best that I can be. I don't know what else to do at this point. So I had to come to terms with that marriage pass thing, for sure. So yeah,
I'm so glad. I'm so glad I'm talking to you right now, because I have been sitting on this for so, and I'm like, you know how I feel, though.
I know exactly how you feel. Trust.
You know how I feel more than I know how I feel.
Trust. I know, because I remember the day when I had just talked to the production company who was going to buy it, and they were in the middle of drawing up the contracts. They was like, okay, we'll send you a contract by the end of the week. Or within a week or two, whatever, get their lawyers to look at it, get everything drawn up. And I was in the middle of that 2-week period. And I remember waking up, I want to say it was a Friday or Saturday morning, to all of these tags. And I was like, what is happening? People were tagging me because she had just dropped the trailer. And people were saying, oh my gosh, Briana, is this your book? Is this your book? Like, you didn't tell us you was, because I hadn't told anybody.
That's why my brother sent me that book. He's like, bro, is this your book?
Is this your book? Right. And I hadn't told anybody. I was waiting until I signed the paperwork to tell people that I was dropping the movie. I hadn't told anybody that The Marriage Pass was being made into a movie. I hadn't said nothing yet. I was waiting until everything was signed, sealed, and delivered. So when they were tagging me, it was like, oh my gosh, Briana, congratulations. Your movie, you got candy. And I was like, whoa, that's not mine. And when I watched that trailer and saw it, I was like, talk about, like you said, my heart hit my feet. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I don't even want to do this no more. Like,
oh man, I know the feeling, boy.
Listen, I get it. I know. So
let me ask you this. Did you get any backslash from Candy's camp?
I haven't heard anything from Candy's camp. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't. And my guess is they probably didn't want to give my movie more, and then hers released on Peacock initially. It's on Tubi now, but it released on Peacock initially, and I knew mine was coming to Tubi. So I don't even know if they've seen. I mean, mind you, it was trending. It was all over, like Sugar Mama is trending. So I know some people even tagged her. Now, whether they want to acknowledge it or not, they probably didn't want to give it any more clout. You know what I'm saying? Give it any more, which is fine. Whatever. Like, I'm not. Hey. I told you, I'm gonna run my race. I'm gonna do me. So, and then respectfully, I just kind of told people when they were saying, "Oh, this is a knockoff," and Briana ain't no real writer, and this, that, and the other. And I kind of was like, "This is based on my book that was published in 2021. Just hope you enjoy it. No one copied nobody. I hope you enjoy. You can enjoy hers. You can enjoy mine. Whatever. But I just tried to clear my name because I didn't want to. I was just getting my feet wet in the industry. I didn't want to get a negative report and I'm biting off somebody. I don't want. Right. We want that to be your first reputation. So yeah. But no. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything from their camp. I don't know if they've seen it or not. Maybe they have. Whatever. Last I heard, I think they were trying to do it too. But everybody was asking me if I was going to do it too. And I kind of was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it too. I think the way mine ended, I I could, but I always leave it open-ended, like as a possibility. But I'm like, but I love it's so hard catching that lightning in a bottle twice, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've seen some sequels. Come on now. You've seen sequels, they're like, they could have kept that. They could have kept
absolutely.
You know
Coming to America too. Come on now. Like no, we ain't gonna talk about it. We just gonna talk.
I'm with you, right? So it is like that wasn't necessary. So I was like, I'm not going to come against a 2 for any of my movies unless I know I can make it as good as or better. I'm not gonna. I owe it to y'all. I owe it to the supporters. I owe it to the cast, the crew. I'm not just gonna pull out this no BS just for the sake of I got a sequel. No, it's gonna be it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and I'm gonna make sure it's up here before I even get attached to it. So.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I like the fact that you take so much, because it sounds like you write for the quality. You know what I'm saying? You're not just because you seem like you're in a position right now where you can put out whatever you want. You got what I'm not even gonna call it a fan base. You got a support group that's strong, that's gonna buy regardless. You know what I'm saying? You could just make money if you wanted to. But I like the fact that you've come so far in your literary career. And you're still like the quality is what matters the absolute most. That is number one on the list.
Absolutely.
I respect that because I'm gonna tell you, man, I've become fans of writers that I'll just adore their writing, and then book 9, it just felt like, okay, you're doing this shit for
y'all just doing this for the money grab.
You know I'm a buy because I'm invested.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I'm the kind of person and I think for me. I actually was talking to somebody about this the other day because we were talking about a possible sequel for Sugar Mama with somebody, with a supporter. And basically she was kind of like, just do the sequel. And I said the same thing I just told you. And I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even a big fan of sequels like that. I can count, on a few as far as how many sequels of prominent movies that I actually liked. And for me, I think I know my strengths, and I know, and I don't want it to be, dragged out or whatever. I know that for me, I love coming with something fresh. I love, like, even with my books, I want to say I got one sequel. I got one trilogy, and that was because I was under contract. I didn't even want to do that, but I did it because I had to. But I was like, I love coming up with new story. And what I can do is what you just mentioned. I'm okay with having a universe and different people cropping up and different, but now we're gonna tell this story. I'm okay with that.
Are you familiar with Quan? He wrote the animal books. That's what got me hooked on his books. Because a lot of his books weren't sequels, but they were in the same universe. Road Dogs, Gutter, Animal Dogs. They were all. I fucking love a universe, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
It don't gotta be a sequel. It don't gotta be.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's in the same universe.
Same universe. And it's so funny. What I actually did, because I enjoyed that so much. So I wrote The Wisely Play, and like I said, I was under a 3-book contract. They told me, you need to write the sequel. You need to write the 3rd book, and I did. I did the best I can, and it is what it is. And it was actually good. I'm actually pretty proud of that trilogy. So now I'm under another 2-book deal, and I told them, I was like, I'm not writing another. I'll write a book, and then the second book is going to be, within the universe. I'm not writing a direct sequel to that book. I'm not doing that again. So when I wrote The Marriage Pass, the book, I brought in some characters from The Wives We Play. Some of the lines crossed. And it was good because it allowed people who were just getting into me with The Marriage Pass, and I opened it up by showing you some characters from The Wives We Play. Well, they were able to get into that book. And then when I did the follow-up book, which is in the same universe, called Couples Wanted, it just so happened to be in The Marriage Pass, Dorian's friend who got, you remember the movie, Dorian's friend who got married in The Marriage Pass, Roman. The Couples Wanted is about Roman and his wife. You see what I'm saying? So it was, again, universe stuff. It was like, we just gonna pull certain, because think about it. Every character is their own main character. You know what I'm saying? Every character has their own story. So I found that fun being able to still give people a nod to the universe, if you will, and other characters they've known and loved by giving you fresh stories and fresh characters, because now we're going to focus on them. So yeah,
it's crazy, man, because like the very first book that I ever published is called When Worlds Collide.
Okay.
It's about a chick named Brazil. Now, without going into the details of the story, but Brazil basically crosses paths with a guy named Santana. Santana is a character from the very first book I ever wrote and didn't publish.
See?
And he wasn't even the main character.
See?
He was like a side character from the very first book. So, but one day I am going to publish Red Corleone because that's the very first book I wrote. That's where Santana comes. I am going to publish it. It may be years from now, but I'm going to publish it. But it was like when you read When Worlds Collide, I reference Red Corleone throughout the whole book, and he's not in it.
There
you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it's that universe though.
That's what it is.
You read When Worlds Collide, you like, I want to know who Red Corleone is.
There you go.
You know and now and that's what you're doing.
Yes. I think that is so fantastic. I absolutely love that. You see it obviously with Marvel. Clearly, and I'm a huge Disney junkie anyway. Speaking of Marvel, I'm a huge just Disney junkie. And what people don't realize is that you see that even with Disney movies. Like prime example, you see Rapunzel in Frozen. You see her, like you see her. You know what I'm saying? So it shows how this person is actually this person's mom, or they were actually on the way to this character's wedding when they had the. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that, and I think it just. Those little Easter eggs.
Even Lion King starting to expand on it. You know, we're making the prequel to the Lion King. That can turn into all type of stuff.
Turn into stuff. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I love that whole thing, and I think it satisfies the viewer or reader, and it satisfies me because, like I said, I'm able to bring new and fresh, and I'm not feeling like I'm dragging out these same characters with and trying to make something fit when I'm not feeling it. But you give me a new story. Again, let me focus on some of these other side characters because they're their own main character too. They got ish going on too. Let's focus on those and have some fun with it. And that's what I like. So yeah.
Not switching gears a little bit, but I'm curious though. Did you see that post where it was a poetic justice post? Remember when the character
I did. They said I think I know where you're going. Poetic justice.
The two dudes from Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. I did.
Look, I'm pissed off. I didn't know it.
Right. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, what?
Hey, look, I feel like a big opportunity was lost with that. They could have tied in the Minister Society. They could have
all of that.
Man, come on, man.
You hear me? Yeah, so that's funny. That is so funny. I think because when Isha was saying something when she was fussing at Chicago with the fight, he called out somebody.
That's
really so funny.
Look, when I looked up and like I seen people talking about it, so of course I went and looked, you know what I'm saying? I do a little bit of research. I was like, yeah, this is a golden opportunity. Y'all fucked up.
Y'all dropped the ball on that one. That could have been chef's kiss right there, yo.
I am curious though, so who is somebody who is an actor or actress or actor and actress that you would love to see portray one of the characters in your writings?
Angela Bassett. All day long. And maybe that's not fair.
That hell yeah, fair. Don't you do that?
Angela Bassett, Auntie Angela Bassett, Miss Angela Bassett, however you want to say it. I have always been such a huge fan of her.
I gotta say something about Angela Bassett. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Every time this opportunity comes, I'm gonna say it till I die. Tina Turner is a distant relative of mine. I never met her, never seen her, don't know nothing about that lady, but we can. And I'm
get that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Plug that in. Yes, it needs to be said. But yes, I would love, and there's so many. There is so many that I would love, and I cannot wait to write for one day. But off the fresh dome, I'm such a huge fan of Miss Angela Bassett. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I love her so much.
Let me ask you this. I am curious about something. As a writer of these movies, and these are Tubi original movies, so these are, the upper echelons of Tubi. Do they ever consult you on the casting? These are your characters. You wrote these are your personalities that you put together. But okay, even if they didn't, would you ever want to be?
I would be open to and honestly, that would probably be the extent of. Remember, I said earlier that I didn't really want to get into the production side of it. Mm-hmm. But one thing, and this is me being an actress, I do enjoy the casting process. So I would love to have a hand in that eventually, or some kind of input, creative director, whatever that looks like, with helping out with casting. I would love that. Yeah, for sure. When they brought in like the guy from The Chi, he was in Toxic Harmony. Miss LaTarsha Rose, she was in Being Mary Jane. She was in she was Sugar Mama. She came from Being Mary Jane. These, and I met them. I actually went on set and met them. So
let me ask you something real quick, just before you keep going. I didn't look this up. I probably should have, but since we're talking about, I am curious. The lead actress from Sugar Mama, is that the lady from Power?
I don't think
the campaign manager from Power. Remember,
doesn't she look like her? Oh my gosh, let me Google. Wait a minute. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, my homegirl was talking about her. I said, bro, that's like the chick off Power.
Hold on. Her name is LaTarsha Rose, and I know her from, she was Dr. Lisa Hudson,
campaign manager.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. She was Dr. Lisa Hudson on Being Mary Jane.
She was in Being Mary Jane?
She was, the one that died.
Okay.
Dr. Lisa Hudson. She was on for several seasons. She was a big part. She the one that was dealing with like depression. I think she was on for the first 3 seasons.
Did y'all have a premiere for Sugar Mama?
We didn't. We didn't have a premiere for Sugar Mama.
It was a dope movie.
I know.
Did you meet any of the cast?
I did, only because I went on set. Remember, it was filmed in Atlanta, and I'm in Atlanta. So they invited me to set, and I did meet them. I was with them when they were filming some of those the big house. That's when I went on set with them. So some of those scenes, those creepy scenes in the dark and stuff, that's what I was up there for. And I saw where they were going, and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Met the director, amazing. So yeah, to answer your question, I would love to, have a hand with casting. That's the extent of what I care to do with the production side. But otherwise, I just kind of hope and trust that, we can get some good name talent and even discover some unknowns as well, so that they can come up and kind of show what they can do. So yeah.
So one thing that has me, one thing I inquire about people is their ambition. Like, I always want to know, like, what's your end goal? Like, in a perfect world, where do you end up? Do you end up as the writer of an Oscar-nominated movie? Do you end up as a producer? Do you want your own production studio? Like, do you want to be just a New York Times best-selling author because you cross multiple things? You write novels, you write movies, you may write a fucking TV show for NBC one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just curious about, like, are you just riding a wave, go with the flow, let's see how this happens, or do you have an ultimate goal? Once I get here, I feel like, okay, I did what I was supposed to do.
And that's so hard to say because I moved the goalposts. You know what I'm saying?
You supposed to, goddammit.
I moved the goalposts. I wanted to get my first screenwriting credit, then I did. I've always wanted to, hit some lists as an author, and I did. I hit Amazon, I hit Walmart bestseller, I hit that. I got one of my books adapted into foreign languages in Polish. I hit that.
What the fuck?
Behind Our Lives.
I speak like 5 languages, right?
Really? No, I didn't know. It's in Polish.
Espanol, Ruski, Portuguese.
See, okay.
Come on now, baby.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be that long.
There you go. Listen.
My glasses and ain't got them on. Come on now, baby.
So, I've marked off goals that I've wanted. Like, I was a speaker at Essence Fest. I had a billboard in Times Square. That was amazing. So for me. Go ahead.
You was a speaker at Essence Fest and had a billboard on Times Square.
2023.
I'm not finna gloss over that without talking. I get to throw that out there. Yeah, I just got an Oscar or something. Like, no, we don't get to gloss over that.
Like, these are huge things. Don't get me wrong. They're huge. I try to remain humble. I'm so grateful for every milestone.
Is it hard to be humble though? Is it easy or is it hard? I would just tell you. Just giving you a little bit about how, like, just looking at you. So when I watched Sugar Mama, I seen the writer, and I didn't think much of the writer. Like, I was just like, whatever. I watched the movie.
Look, they don't pay attention to us. They don't pay attention to us.
They're like, who the fuck is her? I don't care.
They're right.
And so after the movie went off, I said, "Who the fuck wrote this movie? Like, wait, hold on, wait a minute, go back to the beginning." So I seen her write, and I was like, "Let me see what this chick is." And I was like, "Briana Cole." I'm like, okay, I don't know her, I said, "You know what? Let me go look in some stuff." And I went and looked, and I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute, this is a hell of a chick." So that's when I sent you the message. I was like, I was honestly just congratulating you, like, because even though I'm a fan of independent films, all independent films ain't good.
Right.
Like,
What you saying? No, yes, agreed.
And to be honest, there's a bunch of movies that I look at and I don't review simply because I don't want the segment to be negative. Sure. Don't get me wrong. I critique.
No. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, hey, that scene was whack as fuck. Yeah. If you ever go back and look at my videos, I got some highlighted scenes that people love. But if I feel like the review is gonna be totally negative about my criticism, I just don't even do them.
That's
like,
fair.
You know what?
That's
fair. About positivity. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, and as I say, when I looked and I found you, I was like, man, hold on, man, this chick she got a lot. I gotta talk to her. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And I appreciate it's so funny. I appreciate you saying that. I was geeking this morning, straight geeking. When I say straight geeking, because that's what happens. That we're not, we as the writers, we're not really known. You know what I'm saying? We the behind the scenes. No, but we the behind the scenes, so you see Briana Cole and you may not even know what I look like. You know what I'm saying? Because you just you say, who is that? I'm looking at the actors, I'm looking at the way, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. We're not on the glamorous side of filmmaking. The glamorous is your Denzel, your Angela Bassett, your front end people. And I get that. I'm okay with that. So I find it funny when people find me. I just appreciate it so much when people find me as the writer, people that I've never even, don't follow me or whatever, and I've never even spoken with, because like for you to take time out to look me up after watching my work, that means a lot to me. It means a lot. And also, let me get back to this morning, and I'm gonna tell you just because it's freshly happened. I woke up this morning, I got a DM from Miss Natari Naughton Lewis. Who is Miss Natari Naughton? Well, of course, Tasha on Power. Of course, Lil Kim on Notorious. Of course, Miss Natari from 3LW. She DM'd me. She DM'd me and like legit DM'd me.
Is this considered an exclusive? Am I getting an exclusive right now?
We'll take that. What's the first time
okay.
I said
I'm gonna take it.
She DM'd me and I'm so great. Like, I have been geeking all day. She commented on the post where I talked about Sugar Mama, and she said, "Oh, great movie," or whatever. She said some fire emojis. And not only that, she took the time to DM me and tell me how much she enjoyed the movie, and her husband had watched it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So for her to do that, it was like you said, my face isn't nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, but she enjoyed the movie enough where she went and found who wrote this, who wrote this, because what? And she put in the deep, like, I enjoyed your script. I enjoyed the plot twist. I enjoyed it.
What does that feel like?
I'm still waiting for somebody to pick me up off the floor. I was like, no, not when I say I have been following her. I'm a huge fan of her since she was in 3LW. Like, I've always
absolutely
loved her. Huge fan. And she's an amazing actress. Amazing singer, amazing actress. She did so great. Lil Kim, of course.
Look, a lot of people don't know she was also in Queen of the South.
Yes, she was.
Listen, I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about now. Yeah. You know. And so to have her look me up, because all I had was that written by Briana Cole credit, but she went to whatever she went to, IMDb or whatever, Google, YouTube, whatever she did to find out and to come to me. Because obviously she don't follow me. I follow her, but she doesn't follow me. Right. And so that, my gosh, that when I say I've been smiling all day, I think that was one of those things where that made my whole year, because you feel, I deal with imposter syndrome. I think we as creatives all may deal with it to a degree, where you start to question, especially when you see them negative reviews. You like, oh, is it good enough? Do I know what I'm doing? Lord help me. I don't know, you start to wonder if you're really good enough. So to have it reaffirmed in certain spaces, it makes you feel so good. It's like I'm doing the right thing. I may be okay. I may be a little bit good, you know.
Look, I'm gonna tell you from a content creator standpoint. So I first got into content creating because of Desi Banks, him and Country Wayne. I looked at so I've always been a goofball my whole life. I've always been a class clown. You know, I graduated high school. Don't get me wrong. Like I did my work, but I always cracked jokes. Even as a gangster, like even I've been to prison twice. I've been to the state interface. You know, I've been into some rough stuff. But even then, I've always been like a funny guy. And when I got out of prison the second time, everybody kept telling me, bro, you should create content. Like all these dudes is making all this money from the Instagram and YouTube and, you know, stuff like that. And I didn't think nothing of it.
Sure,
and I wound up, I'm like, I couldn't do it. Like I'm a nigga from the streets. Like what I look like.
I got you.
And I looked at an interview with Desi Banks and Country Wayne. They were talking about all the money they made off Facebook and this. I was like, wow, really?
Wow.
So I took content creating serious. And I did content creating, no bullshit, for maybe 3 months, and I probably averaged 150 views a video. And it made me question. I was like, should I be doing this?
Should I keep on? Yeah.
Same way you like, damn, like maybe I don't got what it takes. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the first video that I felt like was viral. It only got like 20-some thousand views, but that was viral to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So I did that, and then I went to like 130, and then I got to like 250, and then the big video hit. I got 12 million views. And I went from like 400 followers to like 10,000 in like 3 days. And I was like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. Maybe I do got what it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I kept going and going. So it's like I say, and I say that to say, I know what you feel like being in a position where it's like, should I even be doing this? Like this ain't working.
And it's also too like what you just said is showing up consistently and trying to, you know, I was watching he loves the Joe Budden podcast, and one thing Joe Budden has mentioned.
Why? I don't want to talk about that. Go ahead.
Don't even get on that. I mean, back in the day when Rory and Mal was still on it, maybe not so much. Yeah. And I've watched a few episodes with him. You know, got some, you know, good little pieces there, clips and everything. It's entertaining. But one thing that they talked about, this is again back when Rory and Mal was still on it. They talked about how they had to keep showing up consistently when they didn't have many views, you know, and it's like, how do you keep showing up and staying encouraged and motivated when you're not seeing the fruits of your labor? You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing, you just know you giving all these hours and you showing up, and then like you say, you see 2 views, or you showing up, or I post something and I get 5 likes, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, and you still got to stay to self-motivate as far as, no, let me keep going. So when you see, like you say, stuff goes viral, or you get some affirmation, or, you know, you get recognized, it feels so good, you know, because it's just like, you know what, I may be doing something right, because I started to doubt myself. We all been there. It's easy to do, because with something like being a creative, there's no right and wrong. It's just, you do you know what I'm saying? There's no rule book on it's multiple ways to do this. So I'm just doing it, and I'm like, I don't know if this is working. I don't know if people like it. I mean, I think it's good, but hell, what do I know? All I know is my opinion. I think it's good. So when I put it out there and you see that, no, people love it. People are like really loving it. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay. This is good. I love this. So it's always so rewarding. It is. And even when you get some of those, you know, not so positive reviews, you still take it on the chin and be like, you know what? It's all good, because I know it's not for everybody, and that's okay too. You know, that's okay too. People who like it gonna like it, and people who don't. And at the end of the day, they gonna end. Shit. So I'm gonna use that one, baby. Glow my baby. Now. So yes.
At the end of the day, shouts out to Glorilla, goddamn it.
Glorilla. I was just talking about her earlier. It was actually talking about how proud I was, just raving about how amazing it was to see, because everybody thought she had fell off, and then she came back on the glow up, and now she did glow doing her thing. It's inspiring, you know. So, but anyway, it's just good.
Just talking about Glorilla, like, so there's certain celebrities I don't ever want to meet because I like them so much.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't ever want to meet Rihanna, because I don't
Rihanna,
want to catch
baby,
Rihanna on a bad day.
she's my girlfriend in my head. I love Rihanna.
It's mine too.
But
That's
that's
why I don't
why
ever
I
want
got
to
you.
meet. Because look, if I ever meet Rihanna and she's having a bad day and she
That
broke me
image,
off, it's gonna
yeah,
crush.
I
It's gonna crush
understand.
my,
I
it's gonna crush my
understand.
spirit.
I understand.
Glorilla is kind of the same way. I fucking love
I
Glorilla.
feel
Like,
like Glow is so damn. I feel like she's so the way she comes across as just so humble, so chill, just so. But I'm with you. I understand what you're saying because, like you said, if you catch them on a
yeah.
bad day, it's like just ruin your whole image of them.
You gonna
But
if I catch Glorilla while she mad or something, and I try to say hey, and she like fuck off, I'm gonna. My whole spirit is gonna die. Look, I remember I seen Glorilla. She said something. She was like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I'm thick as hell.
she did.
Glorilla is little as fuck. Like, I love it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. And I love her accent. Like she just be so cool, and I just love it. And another one I just said. Yeah, well, no, we can stick with Glow, but yeah, no, it's so many celebrities. I'm just like you say, they just seem so hella cool, so hella chill. Yeah. But that's just glow up season. I just love to see it. It's inspiring and it just shows like we all just one project away. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you think that we off, it's like it just take that one viral video, that one movie, that one whatever that one thing is. It's like that's all it takes, So just keep hustling until you get that. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this: what's gotten more attention, or like what's like? Well, you know what? I got like 4 questions for you right now.
Okay.
One thing I want to know is: has Sugar Mama opened up doors or given you opportunities to do other things? And 2, what has gotten more attention? Has Sugar Mama gotten the most attention out of your movies, or were there other movies that's done? And let's talk about 9. Like, it's just so much stuff I want to ask you. Like,
talk to me now. Sugar Mama has gotten me, I want to say, the most. It's neck and neck with the Marriage Pass, because I remember, like I said, the Marriage Pass. The floodgates opened after that. Like
Pass was a hell of. I just watched it day before yesterday.
Did you?
And I'm looking at this. What's that girl? Regan, is that her name?
Reagan, baby sister.
I'm watching this movie and I'm like, okay, your chick just gave you a hall pass. You decide to use this pass with her fucking sister. Oh, right. Okay, all right, cool.
Okay.
I mean, I guess but I get it. The forbidden fruit. I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this, and when he took it past the hall pass, but I'm gonna tell you, I love the way it built up. He resisted her for a while.
He did.
Like, and that's one thing I talk about, man. When I talk about these movies, certain things happen too fast. It's too instant.
Let's make it.
No, let it build up.
Let it build. Let it be organic. And I think too that going back on Sugar Mama, and I don't mean to interrupt you. We can go back to that, but
go ahead.
Same thing for Sugar Mama. Like I said, when I seen some people was like, I turned it off in the first 10 minutes. Like, it's boring. I'm like, we got less. Okay, you got to, for it to be believable, for it to work. And then, like me, like I said earlier, I'm dropping nuggets, I'm dropping hints, I'm dropping Easter eggs. There's a reason why you got to fall in love or fall in hate with these characters. Like, you can't just, what I'm saying? Like, so that pacing is so important. But yes, going back on Marriage Pass, it was very strategic how things were set up, the way things were set up. So yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, man, but so just fast forward all the way to the end and finding out that the sister and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It make me go back to scenes where like they was in the bathroom and the sister walked in catching them. Yeah. She ain't catch him. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Yes. And that's what I want. I want my plot twist to be like it's to be there, and then you go back and you start thinking about different parts long after the movie is over. Like that's
so far into left field. Yes. I hated the fact that I wasn't able to I'm just sitting here looking. So with Marriage Pass, the whole time I'm thinking is that she crazy. Now I liked the fact she was pregnant at the end. Look, I tell you, Robbie do that to me. At the end of one of every Robbie's movies, he leave a fucking cliffhanger. And I'll be like, bro, stop fucking doing me like that. Like,
yes.
But going so I'm watching, okay, she's pregnant. He gave her the money for the abortion. Obviously, she didn't get the motherfucker, but is it his baby? Because she was talking to the
right. I really want that to be. Yep. And then, hey,
listen, you're a hell of a writer, man. I love it.
And then two, it was so funny with that one because I want my twists. I want my stories to have so much, to be so rich. Where even if you guess, let's say you guessed that the sisters was in. Let's say you guessed, but did you guess why? Did you guess the importance of everything that happened with the miscarriage? Did you guess all of that? You see what I'm saying? So that's one of those things where I'm like, even I listen to people and they like, oh, I knew it was. I'm like,
you wouldn't have seen that coming. With him doing you don't. No, I don't care. Not trying to toot my own horn. I have predicted a lot of movies.
Same.
It's hard to get stuff past me, even with the major productions.
Sure,
I see it coming. You see what I'm saying? Him inducing her miscarriage. Nobody's seen that.
Nobody, right?
I don't
That's
care
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you, he said you lying, right? No. That's what I'm getting on. So that's why I still be kind of like, when they say I guess it, I'll ask them like, okay, well, I knew the sisters was okay, that's fair. But did you get like this? It just wasn't that. That wasn't the only twist. Like it was. Man,
I would have. If whoever said they predicted that, I would have asked them where in the movie made you say that that's what happened. I want to know.
And you know what? Also, is so interesting. I had somebody give a negative review about the movie Marriage Past Now because they said it's too far-fetched, it's too unbelievable. But do you know, let me see, I told you it came out in January 2024. I want to say mid-February or end of February, not even whole month later.
Yeah, unbelievable. No, it is
no. But listen, not even a full 3 weeks, I want to say, after the movie dropped. It was still trending. Do you know a news article surfaced about a man who gave his wife pills to cause her to have an abortion?
Damn.
Exactly. So everybody who came back and was like, that don't have, was like, look at this article. I'm not crazy. Like I got a crazy mom, but my stuff is still grounded in things that are plausible. It's not too far-fetched. And nowadays,
no.
I watch too much true crime. I watch too much true crime.
No, to say that couldn't have happened, yes, it could have.
Absolutely.
But it's not likely is what it is. Like, that's what makes it a good movie, though.
That's what makes it a good movie. So we're bringing those things to the forefront. So like I said, I watch way too much Law and Order. I watch way too much True Crime, ID Channel. That's all me.
You was an actress in Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction.
I did my research. Come on now.
Look at you. Yes. I sure was.
The more I found out about you, the more I wanted to know about you. I said, I can't wait to talk to her.
I was excited. Thank you.
On my phone, I'm looking. I'm like, motherfucker. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, let's get her on her. Yeah.
I thank you for reaching out to me.
Look, I'm gonna just tell you something right now. We've been on her for a minute for 1 hour and 41 minutes.
Oh wow.
As of right now, this is the longest interview I have had. I've had a lot of interviews.
I've watched a few. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm taking up too much of your time.
Hell no. He ain't going nowhere. We got shit to talk about.
I love it.
We got shit to discuss. Goddamn it. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, this is fun. Look at you, got your drink. We good. So, but yeah, like I said,
I'm gonna go get nut. But I am curious though, like what do you like? What's coming up next? Like your past is a fucking football field. Like what can we look forward to?
What we looking forward to? So I do have another to be original 3. Everything got pushed back after the.
Hold on, wait a minute. No, I gotta pause you.
Pause me.
What takes a movie into to be original? I've always wanted to know that. This ain't even for my viewers. This is actually for me because you got Tubi movies. Or what we consider quote unquote Tubi movies, because Tubi obviously is just a platform that independent film producers put their movies on. But what does it take for a film to go into the category of Tubi original?
So what makes these Tubi originals is that Tubi, the actual platform, they have a hand in the process as well. I actually got notes when I was writing my scripts, not just from the producers. I actually got notes from Tubi. Like, these are Tubi people who work for Tubi are providing notes as well. Do you know why? Because they're assisting. I'm not sure how much, but I think they're helping out with money or whatever that looks like to put their stamp. It's like having a Netflix original. You know what I'm saying? Or
right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's exclusive to them, and they have a little bit more control over what, because they're putting their name, they're putting their stamp of approval on it. Now, it's not just a movie that we are just, you shot on your iPhone and we just gonna release on our platform. You know what I'm saying? This is actually something that we are stamping like this is ours, you know.
Right.
So and mind you too, it's theirs exclusively for a little bit, and then it may go to other platforms. I've seen some Tubi originals hit Lifetime after a couple of years and stuff, you know. So because some of the same producers are working for Lifetime as well. So so what makes it that
networking thing you were talking about?
Huh?
Networking thing you were talking about.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Exactly. So so big. So yeah, so now it's a Tubi original. So what happened was the producers who's produced some of my other stuff, they reached back out to me. I've already written, it's already filmed and everything. It was supposed to actually release at the end of last year, but everything got pushed back because Sugar Mama was supposed to release originally around Halloween. And then it got pushed back, you know, things got pushed back. So be it. So this new one called Ex Door Neighbor should be releasing sometime this quarter. In the next couple of months.
Did you say Next Door or X Door?
X Door Neighbor. X Door Neighbor.
The bullshit coming already.
You want to come in? So X Door Neighbor. So that will be releasing. Like I said, I don't know when the new updated date is. It was supposed to be the 3rd when Sugar Mama released, but again, everything got pushed back. So I got that coming. I got 9. You've been talking about it. I do got 9 coming out. 9 had its theatrical release and premiere in Ghana in November and December, which was pretty amazing. I didn't get a chance to go. I wanted to.
Wait, hold on, wait. Was it filmed in Ghana though?
Yes, it was filmed in Ghana. Yeah, it was filmed in Ghana. Yes.
How does that feel to write a movie that was filmed in fucking Africa? Like,
baby,
where's your brain at around this motherfucker? Like, how does it feel? Like,
it's on cloud 9 somewhere. It's up there somewhere. But yes, that was my first international film. Like, that's pretty crazy. And
before we get into 9, I want to know, what are you considered? Are you what is your title? Are you a film writer or what are you? Like what the fuck? Like, man, you got a movie that was filmed in fucking, hold on. Even if you didn't go to the filming, were you able to? Was it presented to you?
Yes, it was presented that I could go. It just didn't line up when I could, because I came onto that project.
Man, fuck that shit would have lined up for me.
It would lined up for you. Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh, the opportunity was there to go and say they filmed over there for. Oh gosh, were they over there for like 2 months? I think 2 months, but yeah, it was filmed over there. It actually stars what's her name, Rosemary Zimu, who I think Rosemary Zimu.
I watched the trailer for. I don't know none of the actors. I've seen them before, but I don't know their names though.
She is on. She's a star of that Netflix TV series. Oh my gosh, hold on. If I hadn't started, I would have been able to pour her name. Her name is Rosemary. Hold on, let me get it.
Because when I watched the trailer, I was looking, I was like, I've seen all these actors before. Like,
yes, you have. These people are people. Okay, so it starts. Okay, I was right. Rosemary Zimu, and she is actually on. She has been in a number of. Let me go to her TV shows. She stars on. There's a Savage Beauty. I couldn't get it. Okay, Savage Beauty. Which is a TV series on Netflix. She's the star of that. I was a staff writer on season 2 of Lace that's streaming on All Black, and one of the actors came from the Chris Attoh. I think it's Atoa. He's the director and he's one of the actors as well. I met him from when I was writing for the TV series Lace. He came from Lace, you know. So I feel like it's a big world, but it's a small world. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know.
No. What it is, this is what I've learned. I've only been doing this podcast since I think June of last year.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I've learned, and maybe you can attest to it or maybe refute it or whatever. I've learned it's a big world. It gets smaller the more you go to the top.
There you go. I like that. Like a cone.
The
Yeah.
higher up you go, the
There you
smaller
go.
it gets. That's what
There
I've
you
learned.
go. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that. So, so that was a freaking amazing to know that they were over. They were sending me, clips and stuff. I wrote that one with I wrote that one with Erica Joy, who is an actress on I think she's on Family Business. So I wrote that with her, which
Carl
is
Weber?
Erica Joy. Yeah, Family Business. Yeah.
I actually, I not trying to change the subject. I read them books before I watched that series, and I was thoroughly impressed. Like I was impressed and disappointed at the same time. I had mixed feelings about it, but I read the books. Shouts out to Carl Weber. He's a hell of a writer.
Carl Weber's amazing. I've spoken with him actually. He
you talked to Carl Weber?
Yes, of course. I'm Omar Tyree. I've spoken with because I love Fly Girl. I actually.
Since I've been talking to you, I'm gonna tell you what.
I'm my soror, and one of my good friends is LaJill Hunt, who's also an author. She writes on the Family Business with Carl Weber. So yeah,
I'm gonna tell you the two emotions that's been like kind of like swishing through my body since I've been talking to you. One is I guess like pride and like congratulations, like oh my gosh, this chick is doing everything that hell we've always talked about, we've dreamed of doing. And the other part is jealousy. I'm like, God damn it! Like she's talking to all my idols. Like I want to be in her shoes for a while.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. But like you said, it's just the opportunities are, it's just amazing. So,
going back.
Okay, so let me tell you about that. Going on networking, going on the importance of it. When I was able to get on as a staff writer for Lace season 2, that producer was good friends with the producer who was filming 9, and they needed another screenwriter. So she gave my name to her. And that's how I was able to connect with 9 and come on board that project. Originally, I was just hired to make some revisions to the script. I think Erica was in the middle of filming, and so they just needed somebody who knew how to write, who could come on and just make some revisions. Well, the revisions I gave them, they liked so much, they were like, would you be interested in coming on as a co-writer? Like for real, and helping us take this in that direction and working together with Erica. And I was like, absolutely, of course. So Erica and I, lots of stuff happened virtually and stuff, of course. So Erica and I, we were chatting it up, worked on things together, lots of late nights trying to make that work. And and then when they filmed it in Ghana, and so then they had the big theatrical release. I want to say it was the end of November, beginning of December out there, where it was released in theaters.
How do you not go to that?
Huh?
How do you not go to that?
Let me tell you something. Oh, trust and believe. I want to get there, but that ain't just a quick little hop, skip, and a jump. Them plane trips are expensive. I'm trying to get over there.
Listen to me. Look, I'm on a test today. You right about that because you're talking to a person who traveled internationally. I'm going to the Dominican Republic next month. I went to Colombia last year. I plan on taking my son to Africa this summer. We're supposed to go to South Africa.
There you go.
Trust me.
And I just got my passport renewed. I literally just got it renewed. But so I love it. I just came. My last international trip I'm a big cruise buff. Love cruises. Me and my girlfriend.
I've never been on a cruise. As much traveling as I've done, I've never been on a cruise.
Oh, that's my favorite way to cruise. That's my favorite. I mean, I love to fly. Don't get me wrong. I've been to Barcelona and things, but we actually took a cruise to Alaska, to Ketchikan, which was pretty amazing. I had never been to Alaska.
It's a train in Alaska, bro. It's like the one in Switzerland. It go like you see,
yes, and how nice it is.
Like a 360 view, like it's like
yes.
I want to do that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So yes, that's not. I've never done the train, but Alaska is absolutely beautiful. We went inside a glacier, like it was so nice. Saw whales and seals, but anyway. So yes, I do want to get over to. Absolutely want to get over to.
Are y'all doing a release in the United States for?
But we are. So yeah, getting to that. I don't know when we're releasing it, but we are doing a release in the United States. So I'm standing by.
Am I invited to the premiere?
Yeah, yes, I'm gonna hook you up. Look, you press. Ain't you pressed?
Come on now.
Come on now. Ain't you pressed? So yes, absolutely. So yeah, that's coming. So to answer your question, going back to your question, that's coming. Right. That should be coming soon. We'll get more information on where that's going to land. I got the other To Be Original coming, and I have been in talks with. I've pitched some of my own projects to Netflix. I've pitched some of my own projects to Lifetime, and Hallmark. I've spoken with some people over at All Black. We're thinking if we're going to adapt the book that was translated to Polish, Behind Our Lives. I may be writing the script for that one so that we can adapt that one to sit on All Black platform. We'll see. A lot of things in the works. Lots of things in the works. So I'm just riding this wave. So let me go back to your other question about what does the end goal look like for me.
Okay.
I don't have one. I'm just doing it and doing it well. I'm just trying to of course I want to win an NAACP Image Award. Of course I want to be nominated for an Oscar. Of course I want to see, a movie with my credit hitting theaters. And then I see, all these phenomenal actors and actresses doing these press tours and stuff like Wicked. I love the Wicked movie, like Wicked, or, and Zendaya. And I'm seeing all this. Of course, I want to see all that. I would love to have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame one day, maybe. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to ride it and just doing what I can and enjoying and appreciating the milestones and the goals that I am achieving as I'm always learning and growing and trying to strive for more. Always. I'm just like, own up. I'm always trying to be better than I was yesterday. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
One thing that I've always been curious about when I talk to successful people, and I consider you're a successful person.
Thank you.
Always wonder, for a guy like me, I grew up rough. I grew up really, really rough. It's crazy because I kind of got two different, I guess what I would say, chapters of my life. The people who have met me within the last maybe 5 to 7 years, they'd be surprised when they found out about my past.
Sure.
And then my people from my past be surprised when they found out about my present. They're like, bro, I would have never thought you would have become the guy that you are. And then the people in my present be like, I never would have thought you were the guy
you came from.
That you used to be. And, it just kind of makes me wonder, you've come such a long way. You've jumped a bunch of hurdles that I'm hoping that I have to one day. How do you handle failure? How do you handle a door being closed in your face? How do you handle you pick something and it get denied, or you drop a book or something? I'm telling you, man, the more I'm listening to you, the more questions I got, because I heard you earlier say you hadn't been writing books lately, and I'm gonna talk about that. But let me get this question out first. Whether you dropped something that bombed, or if it ever have, if you ever had that type of
I had some things that were underappreciated, sure.
Yeah, and I ain't even talking about the comments of the spectators, because you gotta deal with that forever. I don't give a fuck how big the movie gets. It's gonna be somebody that hates it.
Of course.
I mean, the doors getting closed. Hey, I got something. Nope, we don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Or hey, I need to hire this person to do this. No, we're not doing it. How do you handle real failure? You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, what I have kind of had to talk to myself about is sometimes it's not a no. It just may be not right now or not with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has reaffirmed that for me, because I've had doors closed in my face temporarily. And then prime example. When I first pitched, got on board with the producers who did the Marriage Pass and stuff, I pitched them a script. And they were like, no, that's not what we are looking for. This isn't, not saying that you're not a good writer, but that's not really aligned, which is fair. Not really aligned with what we're looking for right now. I said, okay, tag. Okay. I went on, I moved on. 1 year later, 12 months, 1 year later, that same woman reached back out to me, and she said, hey, we are looking for some in-house screenwriters. And I remembered you because of that script that you sent me. And though we couldn't do anything with the script, it always showed, I remembered how well of a writer you were. You wrote so well, and it stuck with me. So let's jump on a call. Let's connect. And I was like, yeah, let's. And then from that came the marriage past, played and betrayed, toxic karma, all of that for her, from her circling back around to me after she had told me no a year prior. I ain't thought no more about these people. I'm moving on, trying to, okay, Dad, all right, let me pick myself up and keep going, try to just keep going and see how I can connect with some of these producers. And she came back around to me a year later. And when I tell that story and I think about that because it helps motivate me when I'm facing some of those closed doors. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Because everything I do is like a calling card. You know what I'm saying? It's a stamp of Briana Cole. So for all I know, my name could be playing around in those rooms that I haven't even walked in yet. I don't know what's taking place. But all I can do is put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And I think it just kind of came with, like I said, with being in all, you get told no all the time. You get plenty of those slammed doors. And I just have to, dealing with the failure, like I said, it's just a matter of, I think about the success stories of Quinta Brunson and Tyler Perry. I think about, Issa Rae and how long she had to show up consistently making that Awkward Black Girl web series with no money. And all she had was a dream and her friends. And she had to show up consistently. And then boom, bam, boom, that's when she was able to get in the right places and become who she is. And I kind of was like, I think about, and I look at stuff like that. I think about stuff like with Taraji P. Henson, when she said that she came out to LA with what, $600? Her son and $600 and everything in her car. And that's what it was. And I look at that and I'm like, okay. I guess, I don't know. I think part of me, I really try to show up because people who know me know that in 2021, I lost my baby sister. She was 28 years old. Tragically and sudden. Absolutely shattered my world and that of my family. Tomorrow's her birthday, actually. So this 2025 will be 4 years. And I think what kind of put me in a whole new mindset, a whole new lens, if you will, after dealing with such a traumatic and sudden loss of damn near my best friend, was, you know what? You see how short life is. And I see that, you know what, I'm not just doing it for me. I'm doing it for her. I'm living for her now. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I'm going to do, and she was my biggest cheerleader. So one thing I'm going to do, even if I feel like Briana I'm not in it right now or right in the mental headspace for that, I look at it like, but my sister. And if she was here, she would be like, bitch, if you don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you find whatever your motivation is, whatever it is. And I just have to kind of sit with myself and think about things like that. And like I said, failure does get you down. You get some rejections. It doesn't get easier. It's just like, okay, cool. All right. That didn't work. So how can I pivot? And what can I do to get to where there's multiple ways to get to different things? So what else can I do, to get to where I am? What does that look like? And really trying to come to terms with that, so just, hey, you everybody got to do what works for them. Let me just say, and whatever that looks like for you, as far as being able to mentally prepare and know and accept that that's going to come. That's the industry we're in. That's it. And I always use like the Beyonce thing, because Beyonce is like the queen and everybody loves Beyonce, but not really. You know what I'm saying? It's people, even Miss Angela Bassett, Denzel, people who you look up to, is like, they can do no wrong. They sometimes have those projects or those things where it's like they don't win those Oscars after they should. Don't get me started on that. They don't, get the recognition that they may deserve. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but yet they pick themselves up and they show up. And I was like, so that I can do this, so it's just kind of those pep talks, and just getting back to your why of why you're doing what you're doing. So
I can dig that, man. But let's check this out though. We've talked about Briana Cole, the author. We've talked about Briana Cole, the scriptwriter, basically. talked about basically Briana Cole, fucking businesswoman, because you done dropped some goddamn business jewels in this motherfucker that I'm finna make phone calls after this interview.
Come on now.
One thing that we hadn't really touched on a lot, and I know it's there because I told you I went to your website. We hadn't talked about Briana Cole, the actress, that much. I want to talk about it, man. I watched Fatal Attraction.
And if you watch Pseudo, remember that first movie that I funded myself.
I haven't watched it yet, but I bet I will.
Actually started it alongside an amazing actor. So, and let me tell you something. I come from a theater background. I'm a huge. I love. That's why I think I enjoy public speaking so much. I love being on stage. I love it. Just makes me come alive.
Can I say something about that real quick? I just watched Denzel. He was doing an interview. I actually shared it on my podcast page, where he actually getting ready to do, I believe, Othello. He getting ready to do something on stage. Yeah.
Broadway or
something. He was like, you learn how to act on stage. He said, don't never leave the stage. Denzel is arguably the biggest, maybe the greatest actor of our generation. And 100%. He can still do plays. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
So that speaks a lot about the stage. You know what I'm saying?
It's powerful. And I love, don't even get me started. I theater all day long. I love to watch theater. I love it, whether that's Broadway or off Broadway, community theater. I just love it's the stage, man. I love it. And so I started acting. My gosh, I did my first play when I was in, I was like in 7th grade. I was in middle school. And I remember, thanks to my theater teacher at the time, I think I was like I was taking like an acting class or something in middle school, like for an elective or whatever. Just, I had never acted before. I was just like, and she was the one that said, you should totally try out for this. We're doing the trial of Goldilocks, and I was like, okay. And I did it, and I got one of the main roles as the prosecutor. I was putting Goldilocks on trial for her.
Damn.
You're in middle school. I mean, let's call it what it is. So, but yeah, from there,
Goldilocks do you put on trial?
She went in the house with them 3 bears, like breaking and entering. Yeah, so I put her ass on trial. She was on trial. I took that whole court. You hear me? So
it was a home invasion.
Right. Stealing, eating people food. So, but from then I was bit by the acting bug. That's what it was. I was like, oh man, this was fun. It was something about, like I said, just the being on stage. So I just went with it. I did theater in high school. I did theater in college. I did some community theater. And then when I started moving into writing films and stuff, another one of those motivators was, okay, let me start writing stuff that I want to act in. Let me start writing stuff I want to act in, So then I realized how difficult and how different it is acting in camera than acting on stage. It's so different. It's so different.
Look, check this out. I don't know nothing about acting. So I'm actually in the talks right now. I'm actually going to a movie premiere on Tuesday in Atlanta. I'll be in Atlanta Tuesday. As a matter of fact, to be honest, you invited to. I actually got an extra ticket if you want to go.
Let me know. Give me some more information when we talk offline. Yeah, let me what's going on. Okay.
But did you ever watch that TV show The Wire?
Yes, I did.
So the character Trey Chaney, he portrayed the character Poot on The Wire. Remember Bodie, like J.D. Williams, light skinned dude.
J.D. Williams, yes.
His right, like his best friend was Poot, Bodie and Poot from The Wire.
Okay, I have to go back and see their face again, but
huge actor. So one of the producers that he's associated with, I'm kind of in talks with him about turning one of my books into a movie. Possibly, this is all in talks. But one of the guy that's helping me with the script, he was talking about, bro, you wrote this character like one of the characters of the book. He's like, bro, why don't you just play him? Everybody got the idea that I want to act because I'm a content creator. Like I got a bunch. Like as a matter of fact, I can tell you
different skits.
Me and my youngest son, we just did a skit. January 1st.
Cool. Damn on the dead homies. I'll whoop him, knock him out naked. Dead homies off the back. It don't matter where you at in that.
I can show you. 264,000 views.
Dope.
We just did this. I act in my skits And people think I want to be an actor because I act in my skits. And I'm like, I'm not opposed to acting, but that was never my goal. I never wanted to be like I say, content creating came from me being a goofball. I'm a funny guy. That's what I do. I do like so. I have a bunch of viral videos. Mm-hmm. Like I told you, my most viewed video got 12.5 million views. I got videos with So me and my son, I did a voiceover with my son. He got 3 million views. I did that like the Desi Bank remake. It got 3 million views. I got videos with 1 million views too. I've lost track of how many million view videos I got.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Talking about me? I'm trying to get like you. I think my most viral may have been 2.5 million, but usually it's in the top few thousands, but not millions now. So
I have a shit ton of videos with millions of views. Dope. And so people think that they're like, bro, you acting your skits, like you just go ahead and act. I'm like, I never really wanted to be an actor. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Yeah. Like I'm to be honest, that's why I'm sitting there talking to you. Like, I want to do what you do. I just want to write this shit. Like, right. And it reminds me so much, man. And I know I keep going back to Robbie, man. Like, Robbie is he's probably one of the biggest content creators on the internet. So Robbie got like a little over 1 million followers. Like, he's in Atlanta. Like, I'm pretty sure if I show you his videos, he used to do them toxic videos. Oh my God, this dude is fucking humongous. And he don't want to act either. All he want to do is write and make the movies. Like, it's so fucking crazy. Like,
that is crazy, but yeah, that's what I say. And I think for me, like I said, you mentioned when I did Fatal Attraction, that was cool. That was so cool. That was my first, I guess for me, big role in front of the camera. Like, I was like, oh wow, I thought it was big shit. But when I got on it, I was like, it's so different from theater. Because the thing about theater is like, because it's live, it's in the moment, you're in the character. And when you're acting on camera and, for television or movies, that's another skill set because you got to turn it on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off.
Well, I'm curious about like the stage. Like, does that bring like another level of pressure because there's not much room for error?
Yes, but it's pressure that I feed on. But for me, it's pressure that I feed on. That gives me the adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in the moment where I'm like sobbing on stage, because my character is whatever she going through. And I'm like, I'm so heightened with the adrenaline and I'm feeding off just everything. Lights, camera, action. Like, I'm so invested in the moment. It's hard for me to capture that same authenticity. For me, not everybody, for me, on camera. And it wasn't until I actually started doing more on camera work, I'm like, yeah, I probably, if I go back to acting, it would go back to theater for sure, but not Broadway because I can't sing with shit. So I can't sing, but it make more straight plays. You know what I'm saying? I would love to get back in theater. I don't think I want to do any more on camera acting and stuff. Like I said, it had its moment, but it kind of comes back to like what I told you about when I was filming and did my own movie. Growing and learning, because it's also helping me decide what I don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? By getting my feet wet with that. And it wasn't until I did it, I was like, yeah, nah, I don't. Now my son, talking about your son, now my son is a child actor. He's been in Atlanta with Donald Glover. He's been in Woke with Lamorne Morris. He starred in this movie. Yeah, he's been on TV. He was in I Got a Story to Tell on BET. He's got a movie. We went to a whole movie premiere for him last September for this movie he starred in as kind of like The Goonies. It was lots of fun. It's on Amazon Prime and stuff. So he's my actor. He's kind of taking after mommy, and he that's his thing now. So I feed into him. I'm like, okay, that's you. I'm gonna just sit back and write. I'm okay with just coming to the back and just giving the foundation and giving y'all what y'all need to make magic happen. Go take it, go with it. I'm okay. So yeah.
But let me ask you something though. So I know, like, when it comes to like the credits, the people that pay attention to the credits are the people who's supposed to pay attention to the credits. I know most of the audience don't because they just want to look at a good movie. Sure. But do you have I guess, authority. Like, so when a production company comes to you and say, hey, we got a concept for, like Sugar Mama, we got a concept for a movie. This is what we got. Give us a script. Do you have that leverage to be like, okay, here, got y'all a script, but I want to be this character? In the event you wanted to get back
if I wanted to play a character,
right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would have to. I've wondered that as well, and just out of curiosity, I would have to go through the whole audition process. Yeah, I mean, I would. I don't get any.
Even the writer of the script.
Yeah, no, I don't get no fake because I can suck and I can bring this whole script down. Like, so no, it goes to the, and that's the way I want it. It needs to go to the most qualified who can do this, because I can think I'm big shit and I get in front of that camera and they like, no ma'am, you not finna, you right, you know, you don't act. So I have to go through the whole audition process, you know, like normal, and stack up against the other actors who would be auditioning for it. But it's the opportunity is there. Yeah, because I do see and know when they start casting. I know all of that. So if I wanted to, I could, but I was like, yeah, nah, I don't think I would do it. Just it needs to have the one that can really bring this to life like I envision, and that ain't me. That ain't me at all. No.
Well, check this out. Like, I kind of find myself like conflicted with my progress a lot. You know, like, a lot of people, like, I'm pretty sure you probably get the same thing. A lot of people probably look at what you're doing like, oh my gosh, you know, you doing so great. You know, your movies, your writing is here and there and all that type of stuff. But a lot of times I find myself like, boy, I either should be or could be like so much further than what I am. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
So I'm like, right. So I always wonder, do other creators like, and, you know, I look at people like you, I look at people, you know, like Silk White, Michael James, you know, Rob, I look at them as like places where I'm striving to be, you know what I'm saying? So I wondered, like, do y'all have like similar feelings? Like, okay, because like we could just take your resume, for example. You've had books that's been converted into movies, and not just not the bullshit low budget movies, like to be originals, you know what I'm saying? You've been, you know, you've written scripts, like even outside of your books, that's been to be originals, like with big budgets, top actors, good quality. You know, like, you are in a position that I'm pretty sure hundreds, if not thousands, of writers are aspiring to be in. So do you ever get to a point where you're like, I should be further along, or, you know what, I'm going at a good pace, or I'm behind the 8 ball, I hadn't quite got there yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, when have you gotten to a point of I've made it, or no, I got a long way to go? And I understand ambition to make you think you got a long way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could have made it, and ambition will make you think, no, until I get on that big screen. Until
that's why I say you keep moving the goalposts. You almost do. And honestly, yes. To answer your question, I've gone through those moments where it's like, you know, I should be further along, but then it goes back to what I've said before. I'm trying to train, and it's taking being intentional about training my mindset of running my race. Because if I'm looking at I should be further, what am I comparing myself to? Who I should be further from who? Like, from
exactly
what? Like, from what? If you keep like your horse blinders on and you just focusing on you and your path, then you have nothing to compare of. I should be further than what? Then, you know what I'm saying? And then I always take every moment. So my birthday's May 20th. And every May 20th, I take that moment to see where I was last birthday. And this is something I started to do in the past few years with these movies. When I started finding myself spiraling into, I'm not moving fast enough, I'm not doing so much rejection, so much. And I started taking my birthday to go over what has taken place in these past 12 months. Now, what took place in the 12 months prior to? Can you honestly say and know that you are further along, or you achieved different things or more things that took you to the next level compared to where you were before? And I've settled with that. Like, that's been like, you know what? I have to stop and appreciate the milestones that I've gotten to. You know what I mean? I can't be so, again, it's being intentional, training my mind to focus on that. And not be so hyper focused on, I mean, it ain't gonna work until I get my Oscar nomination. It's like, but meanwhile, it's like, well, Briana, Natari Naughton, Lewis has reached out to you. Well, Briana, your movie just hit this. Well, Briana, your movie is most popular. Well, Briana, you're getting all these interviews where Briana, you were on a billboard in Times Square. Where Briana, and I'm still like, no, that's what I get my Oscar. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want
ambition, though.
That ambition is good, but also too, I don't want to not count my blessings. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate the goals that I have slayed. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I want to make sure it's like, no, look where you are, and your goal is to be further than you were before. Look where you are, and look where you were before. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you trying to compare I took steps. But I didn't take a whole bunch of steps. I took some, but you still took steps, So all you can do is just make sure you remain diligent, consistent, and focus on laying those bricks. And as my boyfriend said, putting in your 10,000 hours. You know what I'm saying? And then those fruits they'll come, because again, you're doing all this. You don't know what's happening in rooms that you're not in. You don't know that in the next 3 months or 6 months, so-and-so we about to give you a call because they just so happen to see your name on this. And they was like, call him up. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what chess pieces are moving outside of your purview. All you know is what you can control. So that's all you need to worry about. So again, it's just, I'm talking to you, but it's kind of, I'm having to have those talks with myself as well. So this is like not something that I'm like, it's easy. No, but it's just keeping those little things in mind, because you're going to always, like you said, have that ambition. You're going to always have more goals. Once you think you're at your mama, I made it moment, it's going to be something else you want to achieve. It's fine, whatever that looks like, and that's okay. But still don't negate the importance of what you have achieved as well. You know what I'm saying? Right. So again, that's just something I've had to train my mind on, making sure I focus on that, because I don't want it to just poo-poo or just shit on like, well, Briana, you got to be original. So, Briana, you got, so it's like, well, damn, yo, unsatisfied ass. Like, golly. So yeah, so I have to stop and appreciate what is as well.
Man, listen to me. That is I want to say it's a hell of a thing, but I feel like it should be something. It's got to be another word I got to think of that can define like that, because that's like you. I done talked enough, but I do want to ask you before, because I done had you on her for 2 hours and 20.
Hey, we can keep going. I ain't doing that. I mean, shit. What's up?
By far my long. I mean, I'm talking my interviews average. Maybe from, I say 50 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So you are well, like, when I say I'm enjoying this conversation, like,
thank you. Me
you
too.
are full of so much substance. Like, you are so, and not only that, like, what I've been noticing about, talking to people on this like starting this platform and meeting people, and like, I'm noticing that, the people who are genuine with it in their heart, they so humble. Like, yes. I'm talking, man, the level of humility I've been getting out, because I've been expecting arrogance, like movies and books and money, and I'm expecting. I was a dope boy back in the day, and I was met with a lot of arrogance. I was a gangster. I was met with arrogance. I was met with confidence, and a nigga with his chest out, and I feel like I gotta match him or bump chest, and so I'm that's what I'm expecting. But man, when I'm seeing these people in the business world, in the industry. And don't get me wrong, I've heard the horror stories. I've heard I haven't read it yet, though. I'm hoping I never do, but I'm pretty sure that day will come. But, and maybe my years in the streets have prepared me for that. You know what I'm saying?
I think you already prepared.
Right. So, but I do want to know. So before we get up out of here, I do want to know, and this may be like an on the spot question, and you can take your time and answer it, but I want to know, what is, how can I put this? What's something about you that may surprise most people? For me, so I always try to answer the question and give a person an idea. Okay. Me personally, I speak 5 languages. That always surprises people. I speak Spanish fluently. I speak Russian, not fluently, but I speak enough of it. I speak Portuguese. I speak Arabi, which is Arabic. I speak multiple languages. It always surprises people. Now, I always tell people I'm not fluent in all the languages, so put me on the spot, but I know enough of the languages to be able to get by. You see what I'm saying? So me knowing multiple languages outside of just one or two, that's surprising about me. What's something about you? I mean, it may shock most people. I don't even think you got one with as much shit you got going on publicly.
That may shock people. Okay, I got one. People seem to, I don't think it's surprising, but people seem to find it surprising that I used to be a champion equestrian. I used to be a horseback rider. I love riding. Yeah, see, I get that a lot. I won awards.
I rode a horse, and I've rode a horse before.
I love horses.
Look, hold up. Before you get into your I gotta say, hold up. So look, it's two things I'm terrified of. Flying out. I probably fly on a plane more than the average person, but I'm still terrified of heights.
Okay, same. I'm scared of heights too. So don't worry. I'm with you.
Every time I get on the plane, I have a panic attack. And I'm fucking terrified of horses.
Really?
So I was in there
so majestic.
Right. And I want to be a cowboy. Like, I really want to be a cowboy.
Really?
So my ex-girlfriend, like when I say I was fucking head over heels in love with this chick. So I think it was our 6-month anniversary. I booked us a massage. I booked no, maybe it was her birthday. It was something that was with us. I booked a horseback riding. I'm terrified.
But you're scared of what?
That's how much I cared of. That's how much I was in head over heels in love. I said,
wow.
You know what? And I knew she loved horses because she ride horses.
Yes.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna get on a horse for her. And I got on a horse named Apollo. And I rode the horse. I can't even fucking lie. The shit was the coolest shit in the world. Like, so I like they showed me what to do to make the horse stop, to make it go fast.
Yeah.
Like, and at first the horse was just riding itself. I was just on the horse. I was like, okay, I'm just on the horse.
We doing?
Right. As I got into the trail, I learned how to control the horse. And I was like, you know what? This is okay, cool. So I conquered my fears of horses because of my ex. And like, I feel like it's a significant story with me. Now I love horses. But
see?
Yeah,
there you go. That's what I'm saying.
Rider. That's different.
But it's so funny. I'm taking it back because I used to be okay. And don't judge me. Don't judge me. But I used to be terrified of horses. And my dad bought me a horse.
I'm gonna judge you, and I'm still halfway terrified.
No. Don't judge me on this part. My dad bought me a horse. I was like 11 years. Right. That's why I said don't judge me. Don't. We're not getting into that right now. But my dad, I got my love of horses from him. He used to own horses. He had a ranch. And he bought me a horse. And I remember he bought me the horse. I think it was for Christmas or something. And I was like, I ain't getting no. I was like, what, 11 years old, 9? I was like, no. So he sent me off to a horseback riding camp. He was like, oh, you're going to learn riding out there. Like, you're going to learn to ride a horse.
Right.
And from there, it was sold. I learned. I was at that camp. I was like 9 or 10. The spend a night camp. I was up there on the mountain. It's like there was a whole little ranch camp for girls. I was up there about 3 weeks, and we learned how to ride English saddle, Western saddle. We learned how to groom the horses, clean their stalls, change the horseshoes. Like, we learned all of this. We was like little preteen girls. And I came back like, oh, baby, it's on. You couldn't keep me off the horse after that. It was over. So I started competing. We used to ride with trails. It was a great bonding experience with my father. Like I said, that was our thing. And I did that all throughout middle school, early high school. So now I just ride leisurely. When I went to Jamaica, we did horseback riding in the ocean, which was fun. I was the only one that wanted to do it.
That looked pretty cool.
It's actually pretty fun. I had never done it, but I was like, shoot, let's ride the horses in the ocean. Why not? But yeah, I think that would surprise most people, like that I was a whole ass equestrian. I was a whole horseback rider, like a pro. I was a pro girl. So yeah, right. That was me.
Do you like fantasy? Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
You over with? We're done. We're no longer friends. We can't be buddies.
Hold up. I've heard them.
Come on now.
Listen, it's a few shows that I know I'm just behind the curve on because they're so popular. not always just fantasy. Game of Thrones being one. What's the other one? Stranger Things being one. Walking Dead being one. There's a bunch of movies, shows and movies that I know I just need to catch up on. So I'm open to watching Game of Thrones. I just have it, you know. Fantasy, don't get me wrong. I don't mind fantasy, but as far as my priority of what I gravitate to is not one of my tops. But I don't mind a good fantasy. So yeah.
Well, I'm actually tell you with Stranger Things. So I don't watch Stranger Things either. But one of the actors that's in it, he was actually B. Mickey on Power. I don't know if you ever seen I said but not Power, BMF.
Okay, BMF.
He was B. Mickey on BMF. And
okay.
I wound up meeting him at the movie premiere that I invited you to. The first premiere that group that 236 Films that they had a premiere back in August that I went to. I met him there, so it'll probably be some big names there. Cool. But he's on Stranger Things, and I've never watched it. Walking Dead, I watched it for a long time, and then it got repetitive, and I left it alone. One thing I will say, you are officially obligated to watch the Game of Thrones.
Okay, how many seasons is it?
8. Okay. It's 8 seasons of Game of Thrones and 2 seasons of House of the Dragon. You're required to watch those 2.
Gotta watch them both. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to find. Let me tell you something. I don't mind that because if I find something I like, I'll sit and binge. I'll sit and binge it. So
you're not gonna like it. This is the thing. You have to get past it first. You have to. So I'm gonna tell you. So
this is you pitching me to watch the movie. Let me hear this.
Look, you've been honest with me. I got to be honest with you.
Please do.
So, with the Game of Thrones, what got me engulfed with the show is I was fortunate enough to read the books first. Most people aren't.
Okay.
So it's like medieval based. You know, it's a 100% fictitious world. It's all fantasy.
Cool.
You know, it's dragons involved. Dragons don't come till later on, but it's dragons, dwarves, kings, queens. It's real medievalish. So for a person that's not like, I guess, you probably would it would have to probably grow on you for a few episodes. But I will say this, if you give it an honest shot, I mean give it a first season, maybe 6 episodes, give it an honest shot. I am almost, and I say almost very conservatively, I am almost for certain you will be hooked on it.
Really?
Because
me just knowing the fantasy world, those first few episodes probably doing a lot of world building and setting it up for me.
Exactly, setting everything up. Yeah. Okay. And the reason why I say you'll be hooked, for one, very first and foremost, it's a good show. Okay. For 2, you will appreciate it as a writer because you're a writer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So if you give it an honest shot, now if you can't get past it, the first episode is dull. I don't think it is, but if you thought it was, first episode, second episode, third episode,
keep going.
Give it an honest shot. And if you get through the whole first season and you say I ain't fucking with this, don't watch no more because it just ain't for you. If the first season don't capture you, it won't.
You ain't gonna get caught. I got you.
You ain't gonna get caught. No, it just ain't gonna happen. But I'm confident enough to believe that. The first Game of Thrones, man.
Okay. I mean, I've always heard great things about it, so I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm willing to give it an open, honest
shot. If I'm mistaken, I believe Sopranos is number 1, The Wire is 2, and Game of Thrones is number 3 as far as the rankings on HBO.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
And what's so crazy? I never watched the damn Sopranos.
Now I did watch The Sopranos. My mom was she loved The Sopranos, so I did watch that growing up. But only just with her, right? That was our thing. But yeah, I got you. I did watch The Wire. Okay,
love The Wire.
And so Game of Thrones. All right, I will honestly. I'm gonna tell you, I will honestly give it an open shot. I will, because I like a good show. And if you hook me, and then I find out it's how many seasons? Oh, I'm like a kid in the candy store for real. Like, oh snap, this is gonna be good. So I'm with you. And then I say that too because though I don't mind fantasy too. One of my top shows that not many people would see. Then again, I'm a Disney buff. Don't forget is Once Upon a Time. I love Once Upon a Time, but again, it's about storybook characters coming to life. Like I thought that was the freaking coolest
thing.
That's
what got me hooked with Game of Thrones.
Okay, all right. So okay. Okay.
I didn't even know Game of Thrones had a show while I was reading the books.
Okay.
Look,
okay.
I finished the books and I was talking to my partner Vito. I got a Mexican partner named Vito. He's from Corpus Christi, Texas. Corpus Christi, Texas. And I was talking to him about the books because he told me he read them. And I was like, bro, but what about this and what about that? He was like, bro, you haven't watched the show? And I was like, there's a show? Whoa, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
He said, when you came to it, how long had the show already been running? It already been
the show was on for like 5-6 seasons already.
Oh, snap. Okay.
I'm talking a kid in the candy store. Man, look, he said that the show had already went past the books. I was like,
oh, snap. Okay.
What?
Okay.
I have never, so let me see. The main shows I binge watch over and over again. This is probably gonna blow your mind. My favorite show in the world is How I Met Your Mother.
Really? I've seen a few episodes. I've seen a few favorite episodes.
But I binge watched the Game of Thrones a lot. I binge watched The Wire. Have you ever seen Shameless?
No, I've not seen Shameless.
Man, I'm finna end this interview, man.
Wait a second. Now you hipping me.
You have to watch. What? Okay. It's on Netflix. Right. 10 seasons.
Okay.
Look,
all right.
Look, I'm finna sell Shameless to you right now. This is how I'm finna sell it. My homegirl named Lisa. Never heard of Shameless, never seen Shameless, none of that. Shameless has 10 seasons.
Ooh.
Averaging 12 to 15 episodes a season.
Ooh, okay.
She finished it in 2 weeks.
Oh, it was that good? What is it about? I should Google it.
It's like a Chicago family, poor white trash on the South Side trying to make it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I say, look, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
10 seasons.
12 to 15 episodes.
She couldn't change the channel.
I'm gonna have to catch that one. Okay, Shameless.
It's on Netflix. Now, I don't think it's coming back, but 10 seasons.
10 seasons is enough. Oh goodness. Okay.
It might be 11, but I'm almost for sure. I know it's for sure it's 10, but it may be 11. She couldn't change the channel. Wow. I'm talking from never even hearing about this show.
Never even hearing about it.
Watch the first episode,
and it was all
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
10 seasons.
I'm gonna watch that. Like I said, I've been catching up. I'm a movie girl all day long, so I'm starting to really just get into more of these shows. Like I had somebody tell me I need to watch Suits, which I've started, and I like it so far.
Good.
Yeah, Suits is very well written. I was like, oh, this is good. I've started Breaking Bad, another one that's very well written.
Breaking Bad is good.
All American. I'm through that. So yeah, I'm
All American.
All
American is such a disappointment later on.
Now,
they still making new episodes.
American Homecoming. I'm still on All American. I'm still on the original.
Homecoming was fucking terrible.
I don't know. I haven't gotten to it yet. It's not good.
I'm gonna let you handle that.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have that. So yeah, I've just started getting into more of these shows or what have you, because it's a lot trying to commit to watching, like, you know.
And you doing so much writing, you trying to stay focused and have a clear mind.
And movies, like they're easily digestible. You know what I'm saying? Now, one show, of course, that my guilty pleasure, all day long, I'll watch a good Law and Order SVU in a heartbeat. Absolutely.
That's forever gonna be dear to
I would say that's that. Look, that one, and honestly, Golden Girls. That's probably another one people don't are surprised about.
Golden Girl was that show my mama, whenever I got in trouble, sit your ass down. And she watched.
My mama did the same thing, but I fell in love with it though. I fell in love with Golden Girls. I be sitting there like an old woman, like, yeah, that was my show.
I ain't even mad at you because I fell in love with General Hospital.
Yeah.
Look,
you took it back.
I done been and got in trouble. My mama done made me say, I'm still like, honey, is you gonna kill him or not?
Yes, I love it. So yeah, I'm gonna get on that. So Shameless and Game of Thrones. I got you.
Game of Thrones.
I got you. Okay.
That's the two right there. I would say Game of Thrones is the greatest show of all time.
Not of all time. Can you really stand on that? All time. All time. All time.
Yeah.
All time.
Yeah. I mean, it's the it's the holy grail of controversy. I mean, it's like, gosh, it's just so great. It's just
so great.
You got a Knight of the Iron, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms coming out. You got the new episode, the new season of House of the Dragon coming out, and it don't come out listen to me. Let me tell you how good of a show this is. The season finale of House of the Dragon was last year, 2024.
Okay.
The new season don't come out till 2026.
What?
We're all waiting.
We're all waiting.
We're all waiting. This motherfucker don't come out till next year.
That's crazy.
And we're all waiting. I don't care how much this show pissed you off. You are invested. Can't change the channel.
Okay.
Listen to me. That's what I aspire to write one day.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. When I hear stuff like this, that's what made me. This is what I'm saying. That research. Let me go watch it. What got these people hooked like this? What is it? What is it? So I love to see it. Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out. No, for real. That is shameless. I'm gonna have to check it out. I will check it out. Okay. I'm gonna hold you to that. So when I come back to you, I'm gonna either tell you yay or nay on the greatest show of all time thing.
Listen to me. The next time I bring, because this is not our last conversation by far.
No, for sure not. Absolutely not.
The next time I bring you on here, we finna have a Game of Thrones discussion.
Okay.
Man,
love
look,
it.
Briana Cole, this has been, I don't even know what, like I said, you have exceeded the time limit on any fucking interview I have done. And I started this back in June of last year. I've made some great connections. Like I've brought people back multiple times. Like I've had, and not saying that, because I've enjoyed our conversations so much, not saying that those conversations were nothing, because I always absolutely love talking to Michael James. Like I got interviews with Robbie I hadn't even released yet. You know what I'm saying? Like Peggy Logan was my first interview. I absolutely love to, we talk on the phone, like we talk on the phone regularly. Marietta Elliott out of Detroit. A lot of those independent films out of Detroit. She's a part of those films. Like great person. Omar Soto, 2-time Emmy Award winning cinematographer. Man, I call him a friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I've had some great people come across this platform, and man, talking to you has been nothing less than exhilarating. Like learning so much from you. You got good energy, good spirit. Like this has been, we approaching 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like
I appreciate you. This has been so much fun. I just, the whole vibe, we just, just got it real comfortable. Just in my element. I love it. This is great. Thank you so much for inviting me out.
Fuck that. Thank you. Like for real. Well, look, before we get up out of here, man, I do want to know, is there anything you want to, last shout out? You talked about your projects coming up. Any last words? What's your last thoughts? Like, let me get the last thing up out of Briana Cole before we get up out. Oh my
goodness. Just I would be remiss if I didn't just thank everybody, like literally everybody, for there's been so many people that have been, they've been tagging me and sharing and liking and commenting, and, or even if you haven't done it on social media, just knowing that people are out there sharing my name with, I told my mom to watch it. I told my homegirl to watch. I appreciate it. So honestly, the only thing I just have is just from the bottom of my heart, just thank you. You're the reason I do why I do it. So I'm so appreciative for all the love and support. And yes, we own up from him. Keep it going.
It's only up from her. God damn it.
Yep.
Well, check this out, man. Like, I appreciate everybody for joining in, man, to Let's Talk Indie, man. I appreciate Briana Cole for gracing us with her presence and dropping so many jewels, being, such a delight to talk to. Great energy, great spirit. Like, this has been awesome. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for rocking with us, and we'll definitely see y'all in the next